all, what's the word that I'm looking for? I don't care about being accurate when it comes to this story. I care about being loud wrong because it's funny. It's not funny for the spouses of Mike Vrabel or Diana Rossini, but rarely do we get a story in sports so juicy that everyone wants to talk about it, but none of the major networks are even able to discuss it. It's not on ESPN today. It's not on Fox Sports. It's not on CBS HQ. It's not on FanDuel TV or DraftKings Network. It's not on Peacock. It's not even on Barstool Sports right now, dude. It's nowhere to be found. Tiger flipping his vehicle off a Park 30. ESPN scoops it right away. Tom Brady getting cuckolded by his wife. Barstool, Fox Sports, wall-to-wall coverage. Giselle cheats on Tom Brady. Wall-to-wall coverage. Tiger Woods, DUI. Gonzo off a Park 30, off a school bus. Flips the range in Jupiter, Florida. Wall-to-wall coverage. Breaking news alerts. Diana Rossini snuggling up with Mike Vrabel. Not a peep. Mouse. Mouses? Crickets? That's what I meant to say. Crickets. Somehow this story is just untouchable by these networks. Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel have been photographed at an Arizona resort, as we all saw together, holding hands. And the worst part about this whole thing, the worst part is everyone keeps using the word canoodling. Let's stop using the word canoodling ever. Like for the rest of time, never use the word canoodling. I guess the connotation of canoodling is it's not quite engaging in explicit activity, but it's not just being friendly. You're not quite holding hands, right? Romantically, but you're also not just a friendly pat on the shoulder. Canoodling implies it's almost like a very physical, childlike form of flirting. Children flirt too. Put that on a shirt. Hey, children flirt too. That's so weird. She told Ryan Russillo she likes being called a beautiful lady regardless of her relationship status, so she might be one. Rossini's kids are so young too. Yeah, they are 4 and 2, I believe. All these subs make me jealous. Might have to steal my mom's card. FaZe God, you got to sub if you want that action. If you want that ad free. If it's wrong, we can get sued for defamation. I will get sued for defamation so many times, but not on this story. She told Ryan, call her hot, and Ryan went silent and said, I know your husband. Okay. How do I put this? Diana Rossini is very Italian, by the way, guys. If you know anything about Italian people, Horny. They are bricked up 24. They're bricking and dripping. The Italian community is one of the horniest communities in all of existence, in all of human existence, right? Diana Rossini, top Italian, top tier. And let's be honest, nice lady. Very, very, very nice lady. Nice. Oh, when I see her on my screen, I'm like, I'm listening. I'm observing. I guarantee you more dudes would think Mina Kimes has good football takes if she looked like Diana Rossini. Just like white mom, Italian, New Jersey. You're like, yeah, I've seen that on a box of Ritz before. I'm into it. Mina Kimes, too Pacific. Does that make any sense? She's too Pacific. Italian. Mike Vrabel, on the other hand, he's been married to his girl since 1999. He is listen, I'm one who is 1,000,000% comfortable with who I am sexually as a straight white-blooded man. Red-blooded man? White-blooded works too, I guess. I'm able to discern when a man is hot, right? There's hot men all over the joint. We got hot dudes all over sports, okay? I say it all the time. I would not be as big a Justin Herbert fan if he looked more like Bo Nix or if he looked more like Trevor Lawrence. The fact that we love Justin Herbert so much, him being a hot, sexy Adonis of a man aids to that. It helps everything out. I think Ravens fans would be more into Lamar Jackson if he didn't look like Rango. Let's not clip any of that. I don't want that getting back to Lamar Jackson. But Mike Vrabel is not one of these men, brother. Mike Vrabel is like, so there's a level of attraction that I can understand man to man that's physical, right? I cannot fathom the attraction that is like the woman loves a brutish man. They love pheromones. They love strength. They love like aggression and like caretaker and like the way they smell. You know what I mean? You know when women are like, it's not all about looks. Like I like the way everything else kind of goes with the man. That part I just don't get. I don't understand that part. Men, strange beings. Women are just perfect, beautiful, awesome angels. I understand that. But this whole Diana Rossini, you have a hot lady, mother of two, and you have strong 6'4" NFL player, head coach, rich Slavic man on the other hand. That's not conventionally physically attractive in my opinion. But apparently she's attracted to whatever Mike Vrabel is putting out. They have both denied all of this. The whole thing that they are basically alluding to is that they were both on separate vacations and they kind of met at a hotel, but they were both with their separate parties. Like Vrabel saying he was with 4 dudes, and then Rossini's like, I was with 3 girls, and we all like met together in Sedona. Let's just play a game between you and I, okay? I am going to deposit $4 million into your bank account. You have $4 million now. Congratulations. You have a week off of work where you could go and take a vacation. I'm going to give you all of the places that you might go on this vacation. Italy, Miami, Newport Beach, Laguna Beach, Greece, Croatia, south of France, the Keys. That's it. Those are the places that you can go if you have $4 million in your bank account. Raise a hands who's going to Sedona. Just raise a hands real quick who's going to Sedona, Arizona for vacation. Oh, I understand the whole, like, I want to get out of the cold weather of New Jersey or of New England where these guys are. And you want to go somewhere warm. Hey, Laguna Beach exists. Florida exists. Any beach in Florida, dude. Go to the south of France. Go anywhere else. Sedona, from where they're traveling from Logan International and from Newark, that's a 5-hour flight to get to Sedona, Arizona. Can I offer you a 7-hour flight to Marseille? The fact that both of them were taking separate trips to the same nasty place in the desert, in the butthole of America, which is Arizona, and somehow met together, the whole thing is very, very weird. Women don't know their worth. Also, tall, successful men are everywhere. That is true. The tall, successful men part is very, very true. I'm intimidated by successful men. Women will do unspeakable things for a 6'4" dad bod. It's crazy, PV. I'm 2 inches away. Inch and a half. He has too thick of an upper third. Interesting. Yeah, chest up. I'm trying to get the thickest upper third of all time, dude. Chest up, bro. Because that's what I realized, like, on this show, you guys can only see me, like, chest up. So, like, shoulders are very important for me. Arms are very important for me. All of that stuff. The funniest concept in the world is, like, me walking out here with the skinniest little chicken legs ever, and you guys have no idea. I don't know how to go about the Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel thing without just sounding like an absolute jerk. So, sorry, I guess. If you guys are hearing this or watching this clip or seeing, or you're watching live on TBWZ, first of all, thank you for watching TBWZ live. Would love to have you on the show one day. But it's also something that has to be talked about. It's weird. It's strange. A lot of people are up in arms about the idea that Diana Rossini is a reporter and like a journalist, right? And she was reporting last year about the Patriots and A.J. Brown and some weird stuff there. And I've heard her talk about Mike Vrabel very, very highly. I've heard her say some strange things. There has got to be a slight bit of truth to it. Let's just go back to these pictures real quick, right? I have a lot of friends that are girls. Yeah, I do. I have a lot of friends that are women, okay? I work at my church I work on the kids team at my church. Most of the teachers that I'm working with at church are women, so I'm very, very tight with them, okay? Never, ever, ever have I done this with them. I've never interlocked fingers with any of them, okay? That's crazy. Interlocking fingers with someone is like more sexually explicit than making out, if that makes any sense at all. Like I've always said, like kissing a guy is gayer than touching his penis. Every once in a while, I just remember that my mom and dad are listening to the show, and like I'm mid something horrible, and then I just say it anyways. But the hug with the double arms around the neck is very, very, very loving. I know there's a discrepancy here. If you are in a professional relationship with someone, even if you like them a lot, you're going side, okay? There's girls that I've talked to that I've known for 3 or 4 years. I've never hugged them full frontal out of respect of them, okay? You go for the side hug in all of these situations. At the pool, chilling, at the pool, sipping Johnny Walker, whatever they're doing, hanging out. Diana's in a one-piece. This is not as bad, but they also claim that there was a bunch of people around them, okay? I don't see anybody. I don't see a single person. This is also her best look by far. You can tell this is post-pool. This is definitely a post-pool vibe. You can see the sun is setting slightly on Mike Vrabel's ear. He's got a bad haircut. You shouldn't be able to see like there's such a gap between his ear and his hair. That's crazy. It's a fat hair gap. Do I have that? I don't know. Do I have that? Guys, do you see this on my nose? I got a cut on my nose in the middle of the night. In the middle of a ballin' dream. In the middle of the night, I scratched my nose and I cut myself. Isn't that crazy? Not that they were just at the same time. Yeah. They should have said it's not them. Oreo, I would have, yeah, dude, that would have been the funniest thing. It's like, nah, it's not me. Like, well, we have pictures of you. No, not me. Oh, but there's like pictures of you and like we could tell it's you and that's like famous head coach Mike Vrabel. No, not me. That'd have been very, 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 very funny. Maybe they are just really, really close friends. But like I've said, if I'm really, really, really close friends with a woman, I'm so sorry. I'm going to be hugging at the side. I'm going to be hip to hip. I'm going to be locked in like that. I ain't doing anything crazy. If you guys want to call into the show later on and talk Diana Rossini and Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel, brother, I would absolutely love to. I'm going to say some heinous things today. I'm going to get in big trouble. So today, one thing that we are doing differently, as you guys know, this is I'm full steam ahead, TBWZ. This is my life, right? The Lord said, quit your job and start your show. And brother, I am here. I've listened. I'm going to be going live on TikTok at 3 p.m. post the Shawn Green interview. And I'm going to be utilizing my virtual OBS camera. What does that mean? Like I said, they're going to be getting the same view as you guys. So I'm trying to increase the production quality of what those heathens over there are going to be saying. That means two things. We're going to be getting some more fools calling in, saying some nasty things, which is quite fitting for what today will be. And we're also hopefully going to see some increase in numbers. Some increased numbers there on that app and some increase of people coming over here. With all of that, though, we can leave the door open for technical difficulties. Technical difficulties are going to happen. But I just want you guys to rock with me today as we do this together. We have about 5 minutes till Shawn Green hops on. But in the meantime, Jorge Soler and Reynaldo Lopez have both been suspended 7 games for the brawl that took place last night in Anaheim when Reynaldo Lopez threw high over Jorge Soler. This is a guy who's been hit 24 times by that team. Sorry, never mind. Jorge Soler hit his 5th career home run off Reynaldo Lopez in the first inning. In total, he's batting .609 with 11 RBIs and 5 home runs off Lopez. In his second at-bat, Lopez goes high and in and hits Jorge Soler on the hand with a 96-mile-per-hour fastball. Then, of course, Lopez in the third at-bat throws a ball over his head and Soler starts charging at him and tries to destroy him. We'll watch that video together right now because it's kind of the biggest thing in sports, which is crazy. The Angels are the biggest thing in sports right now. The fight kind of took a weird turn for the worst post a throwdown. So this is the best angle we have of the entire thing because the broadcast actually cut away from the action. And then in the middle of it, you hear the announcer, Matt Vasgersian, like, and then they cut back to it. So this is the only version we have that's the uncut fight.
As far as one of the backstop, it's right back to Heim, who throws late to second base.
Safe.
Albies just missed the tag as Shotwell advances in a wild pitch.
Soler hasn't moved an inch.
The rebound by Hyman, a quick throw. He was trying to tag Shonwell. Albies in the back foot. And
Now you know there's some jaw in here.
Leg area. Didn't get it down.
You know there's a little bit of jaw back and forth right here. And now Soler starts to walk out. Come on. Dude, if this guy, Jorge Soler, 6'4", beast of a man, World Series MVP Jorge Soler, is coming at me, I am doing everything I can to just cower like a absolute woman. Now we go. Umpire made a business decision right about here. He said, nah, and turned. I'm good on this. They squared up. Now, this is right now, if you are the catcher, shout out to anybody who's a catcher. I love you guys. If you're a catcher, this is the moment where you tackle Jorge Soler and you don't let him hit your pitcher. Let's just watch what Jonah Heim does right here. Just not even trying. This is an arm tackle. Yep, no, horrible. They're throwing haymakers left and right. Reynaldo Lopez still has the ball in his hand and is using it essentially as like brass knuckles to hit Jorge Soler over the head with the baseball. Jorge Soler eventually gets tackled. Right here. By the head coach of the Braves. By the manager of the Braves. Comes in and brings down Jorge Soler. Look at him. Look at his ball. This is a form tackle if I've ever seen it. This is an unbelievable form tackle if I have ever seen it in my life. Compared to that, what Jonah Heim did, this is a real tackle. There's Mike. There's Mike. The whole time I was like, where's Mike Trout? Where's Mike Trout? And then he showed up, brother, at the very end to put things away because that's what Captain America does. Crap on my pants. I'm going to... oh, man.
Are all out onto the field. Soler is finally tackled from behind as the Angels and Braves are all out onto the field. That came up out of nowhere. Soler was upset after a couple of pitches were high and in after he hit yet another homer off Lopez.
Let's see that tackle one more time. There he is. Here's Weiss. Bald head. Beautiful. Wraps the arms, lower body, interlocks the fingers, shoots towards the hip, breaks the center of gravity. Dog. Unbelievable. Yes, sir, Gliz. Out of thin air. Dude. It's been years since we've seen like a legit baseball fight. And for that to be the one that we get, dude, unbelievable stuff. Check. 1, check 2, check. Let's see. Give me the beat, boy, and free my soul. I'm just getting this set up for us, fellas, as we're about to have Shawn Green on. I just wanted to tee up a little bit of who Shawn Green is. Shawn Green is a professional baseball player. Played for the Dodgers, for the Mets, for the Blue Jays, for the Diamondbacks. He's a 2-time MLB All-Star. He's a member of the 30-30 Club. He's a member of the 2,000 Hit Club. He has 328 career home runs. He's a Gold Glove winner. He's a Silver Slugger winner. Shawn Green is a legit professional baseball player. Throughout the late 90s and the early 2000s, Shawn Green was one of the most dominant forces in baseball. He was a sought-after hitter. A lot of people consider Shawn Green the greatest Jewish baseball player since Sandy Koufax. I know a lot of you were like, hey, I didn't know we were going to be doing any sort of like Jewish talk today. That's it. It just ended. That is all of the talk. I always wonder what people think when they see the show and they see a movie playing behind me. Are like, this is so sick. Or are they like, what is he doing? Why is he playing films? What is this cinema behind him? Because sometimes it's like a banger like this, like Gangs of New York. Sometimes it's Sandlot, one of the best movies of all time. And sometimes it's SpongeBob. But that is unimportant at the moment. Fellas, as I have teased before, I just introduced him. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mr. Shawn Green. Shawn, how you doing, man? Good to see you, Shawn. Thanks for doing this. Before we get going, we actually do have a mutual connection, and we have met before. I am a proud member of the Tim O'Donohue baseball family, every single summer at Tim O'D's Little League camp that he did in the summertime. I went to every single one. I was eventually a coach, used to speak at that event for us. Coach OD was your coach at Tustin High, correct? He is unbelievable, and we actually have a mutual friend, Aaron Guttridge. I believe you went to high school with Aaron, and the first time I like was meeting you, Aaron told me, he's like, hey, like you got to rib him a little bit, and like I'm like 9 years old. I'm not saying anything to Shawn Green, but hey, thanks for doing this, man. Thanks for tuning in with us. Shawn, I have like a bunch of questions. I kind of sent them to you. I'm just enthralled by the mind of like a professional athlete. It's one of the hardest professions to get into. You know, there are a few hundred baseball players out there that get to say they're professional baseball players this year, and you're one of those guys who's done it. Everyone sees the results on the field. Like I said, 2-time All-Star, 30-30 club, 2,000 hit club, 328 career home runs. We all see the product on our TVs, but no one sees the years and years of hard work that leads you to those moments, to becoming a pro. So I guess my first question is, when did you decide to go all in and give all of your effort to baseball? And then when did you know you were like good enough to be a pro at this thing?
So I lived in San Jose basically until I was 12. I kind of bounced around a little bit before that, but and then when I was 12, I moved to Southern California to Tustin, and that's when I played for OD. But yeah, so when I was about maybe 9 years old, a kid on my little league team had the dad had a pitching machine, which wasn't that common back in the early mid 80s.
Yeah.
And we had an empty side yard. He had a pool in his yard, and so our dads were coaching together, and he said, "Hey, why don't we put a net in the side of your yard, and I'll put my machine in there. We could have practice at your house, when on off days, and let the kids hit." And so anyway, so that happened, and we were on the same team for a couple years, and so I had that advantage. So I was hitting all the time. And then after a couple of years, they took their machine away, and my dad, fortunately bought a machine, and I just hit all the time. We had a hoop at our house too, but I was hitting more than I was shooting baskets. So I was never really a good shooter. And so basketball wasn't high on my list. I played for, till my freshman year of high school, but I was always hitting. And I think what happened is probably by the time I would say, heading into high school, I made varsity as a freshman. I was a different type of hitter. Because I think I hit so much, I didn't strike out much. I was skinny and small at first. I grew a lot throughout high school, so I was more of a leadoff hitter. I could run. So I hit for high average, and so that was kind of my thing. Like really good at learning how to have the good hand-eye coordination with the bat and the ball and all that.
Contact.
And I think as I got into high school and made varsity as a freshman, and they got to play on, the scout teams where they gather the better players in the area and play together with wood bats. And as a sophomore, I started doing that, and I was actually able to, do pretty well against good competition. And I think that's kind of when my eyes started opening, and I think the scouts as well, that I had a shot.
Dude, every pro that I've like met or talked to, they always say like there's one person from high school that was just like this dominant pitcher that they could never hit off. Is there anyone from like high school or like your younger years that you're like, dude, this guy was the best in the world, but they never really panned out and became a pro?
Yeah, there's definitely those guys. So we had a guy who played in the minor leagues for a little bit, and you went to USC, right?
I'm a big USC fan. I ended up going to school in Boston, but big USC.
Got it. Got it. Okay, for some reason I thought you went there, but yeah, he pitched at USC and then went to the minor leagues for a little bit with the Yankees and blew out his arm. But his name's Kent Donnelly, and he was both against on the opposing team, and he was on my all-star teams and all that, and he was just dominant through absolute gas as at the time he was 12 years old, 11, 12 years old on.
It's crazy. There's so many like great athletes that like don't even make it to the pros. And it's like the hard work is, I think, the thing that separates the ones who make it and the ones that don't. Obviously, you made it. You were drafted 16th overall, first round pick in 1991, straight out of high school to the Toronto Blue Jays as an 18-year-old. I know when you are 18, you're like, I know everything. I'm so sick. And then you grow up and you realize like when you're 18, you know nothing and you're kind of an idiot. What was like the first major life lesson you learned being on your own in a new country at such a young age?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot, really. I signed. I was supposed to play at Stanford. I signed literally the last day. I went to the first baseball practice at Stanford.
Oh, wow.
And Yeah, I was on campus, and back then, it's once you went to class, you were no longer eligible to sign with the team that drafted you. So, the day before the first class started, Blue Jays offered me, a lot of money, and it was a whole long story, but I had to go talk to the coach and tell him I was going to sign. So I ended up signing, and I stayed there and went to the fall winter quarter. So I think it was a nice little transition because I had to be on my own from a college perspective,
Yeah.
as much as you are on your own in college, and had to start kind of learning to do things. I have a mom who is always very nurturing, so she did all my laundry, she made food, every
Yeah.
meal. So I think a lot of that type of stuff was a nice kind of toe in the water in college for 5 6 months, whatever it was, before I go into spring training. And then my in spring training, I would kind of knew how to do laundry at this point, but I didn't know how to do any of that stuff. And Carlos Delgado, who's been a good friend, he was my roommate, and
Wow.
he kind of taught me how to do certain things just to live life outside of baseball. And it's the little
Yeah.
things, just like any kid. How do I grocery shop and make my meals and do my
Yeah.
laundry? It's those types of things, and I think that's always tough when you break away from home, especially if you grow up in a house where one of your parents or both your
Yeah.
parents are very nurturing.
With a great mom. I'm always like, if you have a really good mom, it's really hard to go to college.
That's
My,
right.
my little brother is going through that now. Did you make the spring training roster that year for the Blue Jays?
So I part of my deal when I signed was that I would get invited to big league camp, and so I went to
Mhm.
big league camp, and there's no way I was going to make the team out of spring training. So that was
Yeah.
'92. Blue Jays went on to win the World Series that year and the next
Yeah.
year. So yeah, so I was in spring training, then went to A ball, which happened to be our home stadium was the spring training site. So that was kind of nice.
Cool.
It's a pretty easy travel league. And then the next year, I went to Double A, which was Knoxville, Tennessee, and I
Yeah.
think I was actually playing for the Knoxville Smokies at the same time
Okay.
that Peyton Manning and Todd Helton were at University of Tennessee.
Nice. Nice.
So it's kind of interesting time. But yeah, so and then I got called up in September my second year
So
from
end
from
end of
Double
the
A.
season, end of the season, you got called up.
Then I got called up and I snuck a World Series ring, even though I was 0 for 6 in my two games that I played in. And but I did give Joe Carter a day off, who ended up hitting the
Yeah.
series-ending home run. So maybe I
Yeah.
saved him from getting hurt that day. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah. Then '94, I went to AAA, and that was kind of when I sort of started figuring things out and started, you know, putting up bigger numbers as a hitter. Got
Yeah.
called up about, I think maybe May or June for about a month. Struggled, got sent back down, and then the strike happened. So there was no,
Wow.
getting called back up that year.
The whole going, getting called up and getting sent back down, getting drafted first round, there's such an up and down to the beginning of an MLB career. It takes a lot of did it take more mental stamina than you thought it was going to take?
Yeah, but at that time I was young and ambitious, and so I was
Yeah.
really focused on just trying to figure things out. Who I was as a player, learning how to, trying to get better all the time. Talking to
Yeah.
teammates, coaches, and just trying to absorb as much as I can. So I don't think at that stage it was. It wasn't. It didn't feel like work. It was
Mm.
still baseball, still a game.
Yeah.
Um, I wouldn't say there was a lot of pressure in the minor leagues because you're just, you're a bunch of, it's almost like a college type culture where you
Sure.
have a bunch of young guys, and you have older guys too, especially as you get up to double A, triple A, you might have guys
Yeah.
that are 30, 32, 33 years old that are kind of on the
Crazy.
way back down, trying to get back up.
Mhm.
So yeah, but the lower minor leagues, a bunch of guys in their, 19 to 23 years old, and
Mhm.
and you're just out there playing baseball, having a good time, and working hard. And that was kind of the culture. The Blue Jays were really good about Pat Gillick, who's in the Hall of Fame, was the general manager, and he found it important to try to draft quality people beyond just talented players.
Yeah.
And so we had really good guys, and it made it, I think, a lot easier to to kind of grow together
Mhm.
and support each other, because we were all, it wasn't, I'm sure some guys were cutthroat, but we were kind of, all hoping we all made it. And,
Yeah.
a lot of us did, a lot of guys didn't, but it wasn't a cutthroat, culture.
Yeah, you guys were a team. You cared about each other, and you obviously did make it. In 2000, you played all 162 games. Everyone always talks about baseball being just this crazy long grind. When I was playing Little League and we had 18 games, I'm like, wow, this is a grind. And now you're doing 162 in 2000. From 1998 to 2005, you played over 150 games every single season. In your career, you ended up playing 1,951 baseball games and took over 7,000 at-bats. How did you stay motivated to be out there through that entire stretch? Because that's a lot of dedication to the game.
Yeah, it wasn't that hard, I think, to stay motivated. Just the reason you make it is because you have that, that drive to that competitive side where you just want to, early on you want to prove yourself, and then you want to establish yourself, and then you want to continue to put up the kind of years that you expect to have from an individual standpoint. And then the longer you play, I think the more and more important trying to win a championship, which I unfortunately never got to do, but like those types of priorities take hold over your own status because you've already established yourself. So no, I don't think it was that hard to stay motivated. I think later in my career, it got to be, and that's kind of why when I retired, I could have kept playing, and I was, as opportunities were more Midwest, East Coast, and I was just, my family became my priority. I had two daughters at that time my oldest was about to start kindergarten, and I didn't want to keep
on the
moving
West
everyone
Coast
around. Yeah, we always lived in Southern California in the off seasons, and so it just got harder and harder, and I think at that point the grind got to be a bit much, and home a week, gone a week, and then when you have little kids, who they were on a totally different schedule. Even when I was home, I'd get home from a game at midnight, game's over at 10. By the time I get out of the stadium, it's 11, hour drive back from, Dodger Stadium or wherever. And, so they're asleep, and then they're up early because they're babies, and my wife is trying to let me sleep, so I'm ready for the next day. So you have a few hours a day to kind of hang out with your family, and then it's back to the grind the next night. So I think for me, it once I started having a family and all that, it sort of got to the point where, like, okay, I think I'm done. I've done a lot in the game and could do more, but it just became more of a job at that point, I think, to constantly be traveling.
Well, it's admirable because your priorities became your family first and foremost. Now, I think that's like every man's priority should be their family, but we obviously see a lot in sports where some guys disregard that part of life and really just hone in on the sports. So it's cool to hear that you did focus on that. You mentioned living in LA. You mentioned the Blue Jays. You were traded 3 times in your career. In 1999 from Toronto to LA. In 2005, the Dodgers traded you to Arizona. The next year, Arizona traded you to the Mets, where you ended up finishing your career. Being traded is so foreign for like every single person that has a job except for pro athletes. So I'm wondering, like, what are those moments like that first time you got traded and then the moments preceding? Is it difficult? Were you excited? What was the like mental aspect of getting traded to a new team?
Yeah, I think the first time was definitely strange, but I sort of kind of prompted the first one because the Blue Jay I had my first few years, I was in a kind of a challenging spot with the manager. I was playing part-time, mostly against righties, but it wasn't a great situation, and I was playing pretty well, but not. I was kind of being held back a little bit, and then he got fired. New manager came in. All of a sudden, I went from hitting like 6 or 7 in the lineup to batting second or third, and that's when I had the 30-30 year. The next year, I hit over 40, and now all of a sudden, I have one more year to free agency, and so the team basically they told my agent that they're either going to sign me to a long-term deal or trade me because they didn't want. They had just had a couple years earlier, Robbie Alomar, Hall of Famer. He walked away in free agency, and it was kind of a big, kind of like Ohtani just did.
Like
right?
Ohtani just did to my team, my Angels.
Exactly. And I'm not comparing myself to Ohtani. No one's like him. But yeah, I mean, the Angels got nothing out of that. And anyway, so the Blue Jays were not going to do that. So the team was up for sale. We were looking up at the Yankees every year. The Red Sox were good. The Orioles were really good. And we were always like 1 or 2 players away. We had a really good core, incredible core. Like we should have been a dynasty. We had Chris Carpenter and Roy Halladay, coming up. They were a couple years behind me. I played with both of them for a couple years. And we had Carlos Delgado. We had great leadoff hitter Shannon Stewart. I mean, we had this incredible core, and they just couldn't spend a little bit to supplement what we had in the organization, and because they were up for sale, they're trying to anyway.
Yeah.
So I kind of prompted that trade. And once I went to the Dodgers, it was cool because it was home, but it was definitely weird because I felt like I never expected to leave the Blue Jays, and I loved all these guys. I love the city, the fans. So that was a weird thing. It took me, I would say, a year to kind of adjust. One, to being on a new team and new league, but two, because back then it wasn't as much interleague play. So
no,
it was
not at all.
New stadiums. Yeah, you play within the division usually. I'm sorry, within the coast. So if it was East Coast team, you play against those interleague games. But it was very foreign to me. I felt like a rookie again, going to these new stadiums, not knowing where to go, not knowing Cincinnati or Pittsburgh or any of these cities. And the other thing that was kind of strange was being at home, because I'd always come home in the offseason. Now my two worlds sort of merged, and I didn't feel like I'm supposed to be going to the park. I felt like I'm supposed to be hanging out, relaxing, and going to dinner with my then girlfriend, now wife, or whatever. So it was definitely a little strange. The next time I got traded was basically we all have seen the movie Moneyball, right? I'm sure you saw Moneyball. Yeah, so Jonah Hill's character became the GM after he left the A's and came over to the Dodgers. So his name is Paul DePodesta, and we didn't really fit the algorithms as to a team that should win, even though we won the division. So basically, they traded a quarter of the team. He traded away a quarter of the team, even though we were in first place at the trade deadline. We still hobbled in, won the division barely, and then they didn't keep Beltre. They let some guys go, and so they asked me if I'd waive my no trade, because I was a 10-5 player. So once you have 10 years in the big leagues and 5 with the same team, you could block any trade. And I said, you know what, if you guys want to trade me, I'm not gonna stop you, but I am gonna have a strong say in where I go. And so that's kind of what happened. And then Arizona was rebuilding, so I ended up going to Arizona, and I was kind of burnt out, I think, of being in the big spotlight in a big market. So I thought, okay, it sounds kind of nice to go to a smaller market and relax a little bit and just play baseball. And I was there for just under 2 years. I had another year on my deal, and all of a sudden that team was looking to bring up some young players, and we were kind of out of it. And so I also kind of waived the partial no trade, and the Mets were really good, and they needed help because they had some injuries. So went to the Mets, and I think those two trades were easier to handle than the first one, for sure.
I can imagine as it got as you got longer in your career, you became a little bit more used to it, and meeting all the different fan bases. Is there a big difference between all of these 4 teams' fan bases? Because everyone talks about like the New York market is such a tough market, but I know LA, the Dodgers are the premier team in town, if not named the Lakers. Like, was it tough playing in New York compared to Arizona or LA to Toronto?
Yeah, so they're all a little different. Toronto was great. It was I was on the heels of the 2 championships, so the strike, lockout, whatever, that definitely affected the fandom up there for a stretch. But I think they embraced our young teams. We had, as I said, we had a really exciting young team, and so they were great. I came to LA, and there were pretty high expectations. We had a really tough Giants team that went to the World Series, lost to Angels in 2002. Diamondbacks won in 2001 with Randy and Kurt and Luis Gonzalez. So we had a really good division, and we were right there with them every year within a couple games. And then we finally won in the division in 2004. But LA was great. I mean, it's a iconic franchise, and it's become even more iconic over the last 15 years with all the dominance. But
it's crazy what the Dodgers have become. The Dodgers have become this, like, the best franchise in sports, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it's the formula is pretty, iron, bulletproof right now.
Yeah.
They spend the money, but they also have great farm system. I mean, it's hard to beat that.
That's the worst part. Everyone who argues for like a salary cap in the sport, I'm like, hey, the Dodgers also have the best farm system. So get rid of the salary cap, they're still going to win.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're doing everything right. Yeah, and they get the momentum now. Every player wants to come here, and it's not like you're trying to convince guys to come play and
Cleveland,
a cold city. I don't want to start naming cities, but yeah, exactly.
I'll do it. Detroit, Cleveland, you're out of here.
There you go. But LA is beautiful. But then what I was going to say real quick before you jump in, is the one city that was a little bit I think I love playing in New York, and I think because I wasn't a key, I was bottom of the lineup. I didn't have like a huge responsibility, and it was awesome. The energy there, we had a really good team.
Oh yeah.
The one city that was a little odd at the time was Arizona. It was Phoenix because at the time the team was only like 8 years old, and we were kind of everyone's second favorite team, right? A lot of people were
Oh
transplants. So you
yeah.
play the Cubs, and you feel like you're a visiting team. You play the Cardinals, the Dodgers, the Giants, the Yankees, Mets. Like you had so many fans from other cities that now lived in Arizona, and I think that'll be a similar vibe in Vegas or certain cities that are big transplant
Yeah.
cities. I feel like it's a little bit tough on the home team to have that that kind of hanging over you every time you're playing um, a a big market
Yeah.
team.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm a Chargers fan. Every time I go to Chargers games, I'm like, why are there so many Browns fans here? It's very, very frustrating.
Yeah, exactly.
You brought up the great year of 2002 and my Halos. That was my first sports memory ever was us winning the World Series. I believe I was like 5 years old. But that year, on May 23rd, 2002, I'm sure you've heard this many times. That day you were 6 for 6 with a double, 4 home runs, 7 RBIs, 6 runs scored, 19 total bases, which is the most in a single game. Did you wake up that day having any inclination that you were going to make baseball history, or was it just another day at the ballpark?
No, I had no idea. I started the season off horribly after hitting 49 home runs in 2001.
Yeah.
I had 3 home runs almost a quarter of the way through the season, going to Milwaukee. I was 0
Uh-huh.
for 18, maybe my longest 0 for stretch, and then I got to hit my last at bat in LA. Went to Milwaukee, and I was really working on some stuff. I was starting to figure some things out in my swing. The first game, I hit a couple home runs, and so now I have 5 home runs on the year.
Yeah.
And okay, figured it out. I hit a triple and scored, and we won 1-0 the next day. So okay, I'm starting to click a little bit. And
Yeah.
then we're facing a lefty, Glennon Rush, and when you're facing a lefty, it's like first at bat, I kind of squeaked a ground ball down the line for a double with 2 strikes, and so it's like okay, it's nice anytime you're facing a lefty and you start off with a hit or a couple RBIs, whatever. It's a great start, and then it just kind of snowballed from there. And it was just one of those days that I'm fortunate that whatever that good fortune landed on me, and it kind of kept going after that. The next day, the first pitch I saw in Arizona from Kurt Schilling, I hit a home run and had 2 more hits, and then 2 more home runs the next day. So it was this crazy stretch of being 0 for 18, getting
Yeah.
booed at home, to hitting 9 home runs in 5 games.
It's such a good like life lesson. You're like, you start the season off because it's May 23rd is like, it's not so deep in the season, but you've been playing now for a couple months. You're getting booed at
Yeah,
home,
no,
and then
yeah.
to have that game. You mentioned it was off. You said Glennon Rush.
Yeah, the first couple of hits, yeah.
Have you talked to him since? Have you connected with him?
Yeah. No, I know Glenn. He's a great guy. And I would see him. I would go to his golf tournament, charity golf tournament. He lived in LA for a long time. He's from
Yeah.
Pasadena area. And then he moved to somewhere, I want to say Tennessee or something, but great guy. And yeah. And then what's kind of funny is we faced him on May 23rd the next year. And that was one of my tougher years. And
Yeah.
I had another home run and had 3 hits that game. So it was just in Milwaukee. So it was just kind of this like weird, there's all
Yeah.
these weird little things that would happen. Milwaukee was kind of a strange place for me, where
Yeah.
it's hit my first home run with the Blue Jay. Like, there's all these things that kind of tie back to Milwaukee for whatever reason.
Interesting. Milwaukee. I've been there. It's a great little city. I love that. Like that's whenever you go there, you're like, oh yeah, I'm about to hit a home run. I wonder if like even just like your life now, if you're just like feeling a little bit down, or maybe your golf swing's not going well, just quick trip to Milwaukee, get things right.
There's great golf there, yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned hitting a home run off Kurt Schilling. One of my favorite questions to ask is, or I've seen longtime pro baseball players answer is like, was there a pitcher in particular that you had great success against, and then maybe one that you that had really good success against you that you remember specifically?
Yeah, no, for sure. I was kind of strange where I hit the good pitchers really well, and I struggled against the pitchers that maybe weren't as well known or whatever. So I think the guy I hit the best was Mike Hampton, and it's kind of weird because he's a lefty, but I had maybe 5 or 6 or 7 home runs against him. Hit like 600, just kind of a crazy thing. I did really well hit over 500 against Smoltz, and hit like 450 or something against Maddox. So I hit a lot of those good pitchers well, but then the one amazing pitcher that I had no chance against was Mariano Rivera. I couldn't hit that guy. no chance against Mariano. And so then another guy, like a lefty that would come out of the bullpen that you may or may not remember, was a guy named Scott Eyre.
Okay.
EYRE, yeah. And I think I was maybe 1 for 20 something against him. So I just, it was kind of weird. Like some guys, and I was big. I didn't like guys that threw cutters. So we go to Arizona and I'd do well against Kurt Schilling and Randy Johnson. And then we'd face Russ Ortiz, who was a solid pitcher, but he threw a cutter and I didn't like, or Miguel Batista. And he threw a cutter and, not as well known or didn't have the, the pedigree those other guys have, the resume, but those are the guys that I had more trouble against than the big two.
It's crazy. You're like, yeah, all the Hall of Famers you are absolutely crushing. I just looked it up against Smoltz. I think you were 19 for 35. You batted like 543 against John Smoltz, which is unbelievable. We got about like 3 minutes left. I'm going to let you go in just a little bit here. You wrote a book not too long ago called The Way of Baseball, Finding Stillness at 95 Miles per Hour. You write about utilizing some Eastern spiritual practices such as meditation. What was the catalyst for you to even explore these new techniques? Not just implement them into your life, but like something is happening. I need to seek a better practice. Like what was the catalyst that got you to even attempt to learn these things?
Well, I was just always pulled by those philosophies, kind of a Zen type philosophy, like, meditation, things like that. I read some books in, high school and after that, resonated with me. And so I kind of viewed baseball as my arena to learn about myself and to learn about life. Because there's when you have kind of heightened emotion and so much feels on the line. Baseball, it's great because as a career and as a profession, it really means nothing in terms of in the world. Like, there's a lot more important jobs. It's much more important to be saving lives as a doctor or fireman or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And we're out there trying to win a baseball game. Like who really at the end of the day cares? But it feels so important and there's so much that we put into it. So it's just this kind of safe little arena to learn about life and about yourself and, and kind of apply these different things about being more present and getting in the moment, getting in the zone, like all those types of things. They both feed off each other. I learn more about myself and it helps me become a better player at the same time.
So good, Shawn. You have like a wisdom to you that is incredibly refreshing. A lot of times we think of pro athletes as these like unobtainable mountaintops that we could never relate to in any sort of way, but you do a fantastic job of like relating to us, the everyman, and really like glorifying the game of baseball and the difficulty that goes into it and the mental aspect of it. On your way out, do you have any last words or parting advice for any young viewer of this show that wants to be a pro, that wants to be great at what they do in whatever arena of life they choose?
Yeah, no, it's definitely, I think the key, as much as I don't love, all of this author, but the 10,000 hours, I mean, you gotta just work. You gotta,
Gladwell.
You gotta put Gladwell, exactly. I mean, you gotta put the time in, you gotta, even if, especially like hitting, there's a lot of the hitting philosophies, a whole other show aren't, necessarily, I don't agree with the kind of the newer age approach of kind of
launch
uppercut
angle
and all this stuff. Launch angle, all this stuff. But I will say, just getting the reps, even if you're doing things wrong in some ways, but it's just like hitting. Like that's the hand-eye and kind of learning where the bat is compared to where you think it is and all that stuff. You figure it out. You can always change and adjust your swing and all that stuff. But it's playing wiffle ball, playing, hitting off a tee. It doesn't matter what you're doing as long as you're, constantly doing that skill. I think it's the same in a lot of sports like tennis. Maybe a little different if you're a wide receiver, because if you're really fast and can learn to run routes, you can, learn how to catch the ball and you can learn it later in life. But I think hitting, tennis, golf, like those really high skill hand-eye coordination things, you just got to do it. You got to do a lot.
I love in the age of all this new technology, it's like the best thing to do, hit off a tee. It's still that way.
It is.
Shawn, thank you so much for doing this, man. This meant so much. I'm going to be cutting this up and then putting it out on YouTube probably tomorrow.
Nice.
So I'll let you know when it's up, man. Thank you so much,
cool.
Shawn.
Yeah, congrats on your show. Good luck.
Thank you. We'll talk to you soon, Shawn.
All right, sounds good.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Oh, mama, I'm in fear for my life from the law. I'm of the law. Bryson, you ruined the entire interview with Shawn Green by calling in the middle of it. Guys, that was so awesome. Shout out to Shawn Green for being a part of the Power Hour today. I'm going to be continuing some more of the Power Hour stuff that I have notes-wise later on in the show when we go live on TikTok and all of that stuff in between. That was so awesome. That was so cool. Shawn Green's a legit professional athlete. I want to just highlight that one more time. On May 23rd, 2002, you were 6 for 6 with a double, 4 home runs, 7 RBIs, 6 runs scored, and 19 total bases, which is the most in a single game. Shawn Green was the best at baseball that day. You could be the best at what you do every day if your goal is to love each other. We've come back full circle on the Power Hour, guys. I'm going to be taking a 5-minute break. I will see you guys in 5 minutes when we go live on TikTok and start talking ball and taking calls. See you guys soon on TBWZ. Hello, him. Winston throws pair of pick sixes as Browns fall to the Broncos. First Browns player ever with 450-plus passing yards and 4 pass touchdowns in a game. And threw 2 pick sixes? What game is this? Wait, what game is this? How do we do this? How do we find this out? Pro football. Wait, no way he had 4 touchdowns and a foot. You kidding me? Game logs. I don't know. When was this? 2022? Team New Orleans? No. Was he on the Browns after New Orleans? Good. There it is. There's the clip. No, he wasn't. Was this last year he was on? Yeah. Cleveland against... What was the team? Denver? Oh my gosh, look at this game. He was 34 for 58 for 497 yards. He threw 4 touchdowns and 3 picks. Oh my gosh. This is the greatest game a player has ever played. He threw 2 touchdowns for the other team. Yeah, look. Nick Bonito, 71-yard reception return. And then Jaquan McMillan, 44-yard interception return. No, wait. Yeah. Oh my gosh, dude. Brick Jock, is that not the greatest stat line in history? He was 34 for 58 for 497 yards. He threw 4 touchdowns, 2 pick sixes, 1 interception. Please tell me he fumbled. He was sacked 3 times for 22 yards. Ran the ball 3 times for 11 yards. No fumbles. Damn. A fumble would have been awesome. Fumble would have been so sick. And the fumble would have just put the... Dude, this is the greatest game of all time. 34 for 58 for 497 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. 2 of them went for touchdowns, 3 sacks, and 3 rushing yards, and 11 rushing yards. Oh my gosh, dude. This is the greatest game I've ever seen in my life. Oh, man. Dude. 58 attempts? We got to watch the highlights of this game. Oh, my God. What was his fantasy score? Surface grass. Cool. Great. Does this show fantasy? No. What was this? How do we... I got to go live on TikTok in a second, but first I want to see how many points Jameis Winston put up in fantasy on that day. Wow, that's an unbelievable stat. My team sucks. Don't look at it. Jameis. Dude, why would it say James Marvick? Brick the calculator. Yeah, can you calculate that for us, Brick? I'm going to be going live on TikTok right now. Someone shared a video. That's funny. We're live on TikTok. We did it. It was like 35 points in fantasy. That's an unbelievable day. That is such an unbelievable day. How can we look up? So, but also the Broncos defense probably had 20 points as well. Dude, I cannot believe that. I want to get this stat line tattooed on me. Dude, look at this Barstool ad. Mubi and Hannah Montoya. You guys know about Hannah Montoya from Barstool? Are you guys Barstool heads? Hey, TikTok. Hey, everybody. Hey, TikTok people. I'm going to pay attention to them for like 5 minutes, guys. Oh, yeah, I do. What's up, Slinger? Slinger's in the chat. Slinger's in the chat. Yeah. So obviously I had nothing to talk about right there. I was like, blah, 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 blah. I was like, hey, do you guys know what Barstool Sports is? We're trying something very, very new today on TikTok, so I'm incredibly nervous. What does that mean for you guys? I need someone to like check if it works. So I'm gonna click go live right now on my computer. Your live appears to be a different topic. Please select the current topic. Sports talk with Zach. Sports talk. That's it. Go live. Add topic. Chat and interview. Guys, what topic should I do? Oh, you guys can't see this. Fitness and sports? Fandom? Learn? Let's do sports. Okay. All right, we're going live on TikTok. Yes, sir. Here we are. So, on TikTok, I'll tell you when I'm open, Phase G. I'll tell you when I'm open. As the Angels are now down 8-2 right now. There is Bryson Does Everything. He is in here. How does it look, brother? Are you able to hear me? Yes, you are. Are you able to hear this? Did you hear the sound effect? It was a toot. It does work good. The last thing to check, Bryson Does Everything, is to see if the phone calls work at all, which is number one. Can you hear the dial tone when I do this? Let me see this. Let me check this. What is up, my brother Bryson? How you doing, bro?
I'm all right.
Dude, why just all right?
I had a long day, but, you know.
You had a long day? What part was the longest?
School.
School always is tough like that. You only have like a couple weeks left until the end of the semester, right?
Yeah.
Nice, dude. And Gliz just sent a TikTok, I think. Unbelievable. Gliz, you are the man. Bryson, you're calling into the show right now. You are a loyal listener of this show. We absolutely love you over here. The floor is yours, dog. What did you want to talk about today?
NBA and NFL.
The NBA is obviously heating up like crazy. We're coming down to the wire here. I'm low-key excited for the play-in games. They're going to be pretty fun.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts NBA-wise, brother?
Well, the playoff picture is looking like it's going to be pretty tight, especially with one of the playoff teams, a.k.a. the Lakers, being injury-prone. Luka not being there. Austin Reeves getting hurt. LeBron getting hurt. I just feel like even if, LeBron were to come back, there's just no physical way that I see them leaving the first round unless Luka comes back game 3. Yeah, I don't really see anything happening. I see maybe the Lakers taking one game out of that series until Luka comes back. But then after that, I don't see really anything happening between the Lakers.
Not even if the Lakers end up against the Rockets, a team that they have not lost to. They haven't lost to the Timberwolves yet this year. If they have a matchup against either of those teams and Luka does come back, you don't have faith that they could win that series? What up, Ryan?
Depending on how good the Rockets do or how good the Timberwolves do, if they play the Rockets, that's probably their best chance at winning the series if Luka gets to come back. Because yes, Rockets are a good team. They made the playoffs. Obviously, they're a good team, but I feel like that's one of the weaker playoff teams right now.
Yeah, so my thought, if Luka does come back game 3, and let's say we split with the Rockets 1-1, the Lakers should be able to win that series. And if they get through that series, they should have enough time to get Austin Reeves back. But then you're probably going to be winding up playing like the Thunder. And at full strength, the Lakers have no shot against the Thunder. Oh! Say it.
I do not agree with that.
Oh!
Now, let me tell you why. To all the Thunder fans, please don't. I'm sorry. Just hear me out.
Okay.
The Lakers being at full strength is one of the best offensive-wise team in the league, hands down. Austin Reeves is a shooter; he can shoot. Luka, it's just Luka. What do you expect? LeBron, it's LeBron. What do you expect? You know they got Jared Vanderbilt. They're still on the team. I don't think he is.
Yeah, I think Vanderbilt might be getting cut.
DeAndre Ayton, DeAndre Ayton's still an NBA player. He's still going to put up points for you. DeAndre Ayton's just on defense. LeBron's good on defense. Austin Reeves isn't half bad on defense. You get Luka to play defense. He's not terrible at it. And, we can't forget the GOAT, Bronny James.
His name is Bronny James. Bryson, unbelievable stuff. I love that you're just like still out here being like, yes, Lake Show can get it done. We talked a lot about the... Dude, I believe you. I believe you. I think you have good takes. We talked a lot about the West. Out of the East, though, anything hot out of the East? I currently have the Hornets making it out of the play-in, matching up with the Pistons in round 1 and beating the Pistons in round 1. Is that the craziest thing in the world?
I can see them winning the play-in. I could see them splitting the series 1-1, maybe even go up 2-1, and then maybe going down 2-2, 3-2, 4-2.
Okay.
Detroit wins. That's what I think. Do I think that they're going to put up a good fight? Yeah. I mean, I've seen Charlotte play. I've seen the Pistons play, and the Pistons sort of fell off from where they were at the beginning. You know who I have, as an underrated team in the
with or without Cade? Who's your underrated team, Bryson?
The Hawks.
The Hawks are very, very good at basketball.
Hear me out.
Okay.
I think they are. I forgot what they are, but I think they're like 14-7 or 14-6 after the All-Star break. Let me see. They beat the Pistons. They beat my Grizzlies. Kings, Hawks. Yeah, so I think they're like they have a winning record after the All-Star break, and they're one of the hottest basketball teams in the league right now.
Yeah, I mean they're 5-5 in their last 10. They started, they're 7-3 in their last 10. They started a lot hotter. They're a really good team. The odds of them getting lined up, the odds are very high that they get lined up round 1 against the Cavaliers. The Cavaliers, for me, are a much better team on paper than the Hawks. But do you think the Hawks could actually make a run against Cleveland?
We'll find out tonight and Friday, because they play the Cavaliers tonight and Friday.
They literally have a back-to-back with the Cavaliers tonight and Friday. It's a great...
They play at Cavs on tonight, and then they play at Hawks on Friday.
I absolutely love it. We're going to be locked in.
I'm going to be
Bryson,
watching that game for sure.
You are going to be locked in watching that game. You are the absolute man, bro. You're the first caller of the day. You're on track to becoming our MVB, our most valuable boy. How do you feel about that?
Oh, good. Actually, great.
Dude, MVB. That will be announced at the end of the show. Brother, thank you for calling in. We'll talk to you again soon. All right, Bryson?
All righty.
All right, peace. Spencer is in here. Ryan is in here. Emily. There's a dude named Emily that came in here, said never rank again, and then dipped out. Fellas, we're at 94 likes. We're 6 away from 100. The phone lines are back open. I am trying my hardest to make sure that it looks good on your guys' end, because this is a new way that I'm doing things, and I've never done it this way. Holy crap. Guys, there's a champion among us. There is a champion among us, and his name is Griff. Brother, you are the champion. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing great.
Dude, this is Griff from DC, correct?
Yes, it is.
My guy Griff won our TBWZ bracket challenge. You had Michigan winning it all. Mm-hmm. At what point did you realize you were going to win this whole thing?
I think the second that I saw Michigan take like a 10-point lead over Arizona, I'm like, I got this whole thing in the bag.
Yeah. It wasn't in the championship. It was in the Final Four when they just dismantled Arizona in like 4 minutes.
Mm-hmm. That was like the hump. That was the only hump they needed to get past. I think UConn, it looked way more difficult for Michigan than I thought it actually was.
I think it's just a result of it being in the national championship game and like the pressure of that moment with the kids. But I thought they were going to beat UConn by like 20, and I was way off.
Yeah. No shade to Bryson, but I might be trying to take that MVP award for the day.
No way. How are you going to do it, dude?
I think I'm gonna drop some NBA here.
You're gonna drop some NBA knowledge on us or some hot takes?
Yeah.
Okay, fire off, bro.
All right, so the way things are shaping out right now, it looks like for the Western Conference play-in, it doesn't look like the Warriors are going to get far, but I really do like the Trailblazers.
Okay.
So what I think is going to happen is what happens is the Suns win the 7-8, and then Clippers fall and play the Trailblazers who win the 9-10. But the Trailblazers actually beat the Clippers in that game and go play OKC.
I have the Blazers making it as well, but I also have the Clippers getting in. I have the Blazers getting in over the Suns. Right. I low key I really like this Blazers team, dude. Mm-hmm. They play really good ball. Ever since Chauncey Billups got popped on some crazy charges, it feels like they've banded together. They've got Adjavo's a legit all-star. Klingon's been awesome this year. Time Lord's been doing his job. Jeremy Grant can still hoop. They've got guys, dude. Blazers are a real team.
Right, and they have been winning a lot recently, and even to the teams that are like superpower teams, like the Nuggets you see, like the Timberwolves, like they've played them and have won or had lost and kept it competitive. They had that really good game in overtime against the Nuggets the other night, which I thought was really good. And they also beat the T-Wolves back in later March. Yeah.
Is this a team that obviously Damian Lillard is on this team and is not playing this year, should be back next year?
Right.
Do we think that the Blazers can actually be a legit playoff team and avoid the play-in next year with Dame Dalla?
I completely think that's possible. I think we could put them. I'm not sure we can put them at like a 3 or 4 spot, but I can definitely see them sneaking into those solid playoff spots at the 5 or 6 next year.
Yeah, Blazers look like a really, really good team. Klingon, low key, is like one of the better rookies out there that we have. He's been playing some really good basketball.
Mm-hmm. And also, Drew Holiday recently has not been playing horribly.
Drew Holiday has improved slightly. It seems like he's finding a fountain of youth and getting ready for the playoffs. You talked about the Clippers losing. So you have Phoenix and you have Portland making it out of the play-in.
Yes.
You and I agree on the Warriors being absolutely cooked, correct?
Yeah, I think with the Steph Curry, with the inconsistency with all the injuries and and just the fact that, I mean, I understand Steph Curry, he's been playing, but none of the other guys on this team I can see as reliable enough to be able to make these guys pass. I mean, if you see all these injuries, there are 8 current Warriors on the injury report. Yeah. And they're resorting now to Malevi Leons and Seth Curry.
Yeah. That team stinks out loud.
Right. And some of these guys that are supposed to be good role players for the Warriors, Draymond Green played 27 minutes last night and had 1 point.
I'm like 1,000,000% out on Draymond Green, dude. I think he sucks.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I think he needs to retire. He will be a Hall of Famer, that's for sure, but I don't think it's good for him. And I 100% respect your take with the Suns losing to the Clippers in the play-in. And the only issue that I have with that I understand that because of the inconsistency issues with the Suns. But the only thing I have with that is if the Suns can take if they can take a late lead, I think they don't do very well with early leads. We saw that last night in their game against the Rockets. They had a huge early lead. They had a 21-point lead on the Rockets early in the game, but just couldn't hold on. But if they can grasp maybe a 5 to 10 point lead at some point late in the third or the fourth, then it's very likely that they can close out the game.
Sure. The Suns, for me, it's more of like the first game they're running into Kawhi Leonard, who's playing out of his mind. I don't see Kawhi Leonard losing to them. And then in the last 15 games, the Suns have beat only one team with a winning record, and that was the Toronto Raptors at home. Listen, they've been a good team, but they're the definition for me of a play-in team. I feel like at this moment in my like NBA standing, I kind of like the idea of there just being 6 teams from each conference, dude. It feels like, what are we doing with the play-in?
And then at that point, we would have 2 buys, right? The first and the second buys.
Yes.
I mean, like, it would be like similar to the or maybe like similar to like the NFL style format where they would have 1 bye and 7 playoff teams, which would also be good.
I could definitely get behind that. It feels like there's play-in teams that would rather lose so they can get a better draft pick, and there's only like 1 or 2 that actually want to be there. In a world of NBA tanking, it's just like it feels like the play-in has just become this unnecessary thing for teams that are like on the cusp of being good.
I don't see any of those teams who are trying to win making it past the first or second round anyways, so it doesn't really have like a huge point to it, to be honest with you.
I feel you. Respirations, thank you for the follow on TikTok, brother. You are the man. Griff from DC, thank you so much for joining the show, dog. We are going to keep things moving.
Yeah, sure.
You won $100 from the TBWZ bracket challenge. Do we know where that money is going yet? Have you spent it on anything cool?
I've not spent it yet, but I'm probably going to get some new drips, probably some things like that. Maybe get some taste to a game at some point. We'll have to see.
There we go. I absolutely love it. Griff, thanks for calling to the show. Thanks for being a fan, bro. We'll talk to you soon, okay?
Yeah.
My guy, my lover, my brother. Yo, your view is pretty big. Might need to fix. What part? XD1. Walk me through it, dog. Because I've got it up right now. If we want to adjust some things, it's good. Oh, okay. It was just when I was in the react mode, like this. It looks a little bit. I look really, really tiny. I look so small. Small boy. The Angels have runners on first and third. They are now down 8-2. Mike Trout is up to bat. It's a 1-2 count. Payamps is on the mound. Delivers a ball outside. 4-seamer at 95 miles per hour. Mike Trout evens it up at 2-2. Bryson is vehemently defending Seth Curry. We have a Seth Curry defender in here. Before I keep going, I do have on the screen what I have highlighted for the first round and the play-in matchups on the screen. People are going to get very, very mad at me, so I figured I would explain myself vehemently before having people like Igris, Edit, and Alien Boy get mad at me. Do you think the Blazers get sweeper, or do they win a game or two? Do they get swept or win a game or two? The Blazers are going to win a game against the Thunder. I'll put it that way. They've already beat the Thunder this year. The Blazers have wins this year over Denver, OKC, both LA teams, Cleveland, Boston, Houston, San Antonio, Minnesota, and Golden State 3 times. That team is good enough to win a game against the Thunder. They're not going to get swept. Bro, every team is 1 injury away. Every team is 1 injury away. If they lose SGA, God forbid, Mike Trout strikes out on high heat. Almost. Oh, he's so mad. He's so pissed. I'm not saying they're gonna beat the Thunder at all. If the Thunder do lose SGA, though, we'll have a series here because the Trailblazers are a good enough team to get 1 or 2. Playoff OKC is different than you think. Oh, I know, dude. They're unbelievable. They're unreal. I believe Suns can beat Clippers as long as they play the correct lineups and rotations. I like the Suns. I kind of went over it just now on the call. In the Suns' last 15 games, they've only beat 1 team with a winning record, and that was the Raptors at home. The Suns have been a really nice surprise this year. Their first round matchup is going to be against the Clippers. It looks like if the season ended today, Kawhi Leonard is quietly having like the best season he's had since COVID. That Clippers team is really, really good at basketball. They're a better team than Phoenix. And given the way this team has fought and battled every step of the way, I would not be surprised if the Clippers make an actual run. Now, the next game, I think they're going to be playing the Blazers. That, for me, is an interesting matchup, obviously, against the Blazers, but I don't necessarily think that the Suns have the firepower to get past Portland. Can we just look real quick all together? Now, TikTok folks, when I go to this screen and I want to go like and look at some teams with you guys and look at rosters and stuff, are you able to see this well? Let me know if you're able to see this well. I'm obviously going to zoom in, so it's going to look like that. Oops. Wow. The Clippers starting 5, Darius Garland will be ready for the playoffs. So Darius Garland will be here. Wolves are putting BTA first Nuggets or Lakers. No shot, Dio. The Lakers are undefeated against the Wolves this year. Hornets are not over the Pistons. I have the Hornets upsetting the Pistons in round 1. Blazers are not beating the Warriors. Hey, Aiden, I'm going to let you know real quick. Everyone in the freaking universe can beat the Warriors. That team stinks out loud. The Warriors actually suck. I was watching them play basketball yesterday. They stink. If you move the screen over right more, then yeah. So you can't see right now the names. Darius Garland, Kawhi Leonard, Derrick Jones Jr. I guess you can a little bit. You can't see those at all? No? Just the last names? Huh. That's weird. That wasn't it. That's not it. Now everything's moving, huh? All right, well. We'll figure it out. On Twitch, I can see it, but not on TikTok. All right. Sorry, I got totally thrown off. The Warriors team is fried. Steph being back is huge, and he can still absolutely ball. But they're old and slow. They have zero team chemistry. Like, dude, I know you guys can't see it properly, but I'm just going to look it up right now because the people on Twitch can see it very, very, very well. I want you guys just to look at this Warriors team and how bad they are. The Warriors barely beat the Kings at home last night as the Kings were fouling up 1 with 3 minutes left in the game in an attempt to actually tank live in front of our eyes. Steph is still insane at hoops and will be a walking bucket for the next few seasons. Absolutely. The rest of the Warriors roster is a hot pile of garbage, brother. Here's their roster, okay? Guy Santos. Oops. DeAnthony Melton. No, thank you. Gary Payton II. No. Brandon Pajemski. Get out of here. Will Ricard. No. Draymond Green. No. Bro, if I gave you that team and asked you where they would finish, you would say dead last. Even add Jimmy Butler to that roster, that team stinks. Okay? They're like a fringe playing team if you add in Jimmy Butler. Steph Curry's been out all season, and they've looked like a horrible team because I think deep down, without Steph, they are a horrible team. The Warriors have effectively ruined, in my opinion, the twilight of Steph Curry's career. Gee is most improved player. Actually, maybe Aiden. Aiden Seifert. Healthy Warriors team beating anybody? Cap City. If you want to call into the show, dog, numbers at the top of the screen if you want to talk about the Warriors. Jordan Poole was supposed to be the guy that allowed Steph to age gracefully. Jordan Poole was supposed to be the guy that handled a brunt of the offense, as we got a follow just now on Twitch. Noe Douchey, are you kidding me, brother? What is up? Welcome to the show.
Rest in peace, my granny, she got hit by a bazooka. Yeah.
Thank you for the follow. Jordan Poole was supposed to be the guy that took the brunt of the scoring off of Steph Curry's shoulder, and then Draymond Green, physically assaulted him. Here are the Warriors' first-round picks since 2019. I just want to get this one out to you guys. Jonathan Kuminga, Patrick Baldwin, Pajemski, Jordan Poole, James Wiseman. Only one of those dudes is still on the Warriors, and he's probably the lamest one, and Brandon Pajemski. Definitely the ugliest one, for sure. Pods fell off the ugly tree and hit every single branch on the way down. No chance you have the Lakers beating the Rockets. Alex, if you want to call into the show, the number's at the top of the screen. It's 213-352-5216. It'd be nice if you stopped spamming, you loser. Warriors need another pure scorer that can play D so Curry can play as a true shooting guard. Yeah, I think his name was Jordan Poole. Pretty sure that's who that was. If the Warriors had the starting 5 of Steph, Poole, Kuminga, Draymond, and a big, I'm pretty sure that would be a top 3 team in the league. We'd be looking at a top 3 team if that was the Warriors starting 5. Steph, Jordan Poole, Jonathan Kuminga, Draymond at the 4, and then throw in a big, that'd be a top 3 team in the Western Conference. Instead, they're a 10 seed preparing to get ready for Cancun because whatever happened post that Jordan Poole era, post the assault from Draymond Green, this team has just gone downhill. Joe LaCobe, Bob Myers was their GM. Once Bob Myers retired, this team just fell apart. Cumbucket had potential and still does. Kuminga, he still does. He's not on that team anymore, though, dude. They traded away all their pieces. If they still had Jordan Poole, if they still had Jonathan Kuminga, and they rocked Steph and they had Draymond and then throw in a big, they'd be a good team. But they whiffed on Wiseman horribly. And then their other first-round picks have all been traded away, except for Brandon Podziemski. To all the Warriors fans who are like, hey, Podziemski's a good player. Sure, dude. Yeah, absolutely. Do you think the Warriors have a chance? No. Teo Blocks, absolutely not. I do not at all. But if you want to call into the show, no hate on Pat Spence. I can hate on Pat Spencer. The Guffey 10 is in here. Pat Spencer and B-Pod save us all. No, it's not happening. I'm officially going to just be a full-on Warriors hater for the rest of the season. I'm going to be doing a live post-game show for all of the NBA postseason games. So I'm going to be going live here on TikTok, on YouTube, and Twitch, doing live callers the same way. So after the games, if you guys want to call in and be like, hey, you're wrong, you're an idiot, you're a loser, here's why my team won or lost, please follow, and you'll be a part of this thing. Why do I have Hornets over the Pistons, said Noel Douchey. I don't think that the Pistons have enough offensive firepower to get past the Hornets, even with Cade Cunningham on the floor. There's not a second option I like in Detroit. Yeah, Dennis Jenkins and Tobias Harris have been playing good ball with Cade off the floor. Those guys were not good when Cade was on the floor. The offense runs through Cade Cunningham, okay? That is just so clear and so obvious. Duren is such a nice player. Such a nice player. But he's a result of what Cade is able to produce for him. Duren's not a ball handler. Duren's not taking the ball up the court. And he's not Euro-stepping his way to 2 and getting fouled and hitting the and 1. Duren is a rebounder. Duren is a guy that Cade Cunningham... The reason Duren scores is because Cade Cunningham is as good as he is. I think the Hornets have better offense than the Pistons from 4 dudes that can put up buckets whenever they want. I know the Pistons defense is that good and is legit. I just don't know if they're legit enough to stop the Hornets. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What is your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Louisiana.
Oh, nice, bro. What's your name? What can we call you?
Jordan.
Jordan from Louisiana. How are you doing today? Did you have school today?
I'm not. Spring break.
No, it's spring break. Did you go on vacation or anything cool like that?
No, I'm just here at my house.
Just here. Hutch season shared the live. Thank you, Hutch, for sharing the live. You are the absolute man. Nice, dog. Well, you're just sitting doing nothing. You're calling into the show. Do you have a hot take for us, Jordan?
Yeah. I was thinking the Oklahoma City Thunders were gonna reach whatever or something, but
they were gonna just reach whatever.
Yeah, I forgot what you call the whatever. I'm more of a football fan anyway, so yeah.
Well, let's talk about football. Are you a New Orleans Saints fan?
Nah.
Are you a Baton Rouge, Louisiana State Tigers fan?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, so you're more of an LSU guy. Who's your professional team?
Definitely would have to be at Kansas City.
Oh, you're a Kansas City Chiefs guy.
Yeah.
Nice. Is Pat Mahomes your favorite player?
No, I think it's Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce is how do I pin this comment? There it is. Mahir, your comment just got pinned. Travis Kelce's your favorite player. It's pretty cool that he's dating Taylor Swift, huh?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I hate that though. That's the thing.
Oh, wait, can you say that again? Why what do you hate?
I hate them dating Taylor Swift.
You hate that Travis Kelce's dating Taylor Swift?
Mhm. I hate Taylor Swift.
Whoa. Why, dude?
Because she's racist.
Dude, you're pulling the race card right now on Taylor Swift?
Yeah, for real, she is.
That is so. I don't even know what parts you might be referring to, but I'm just gonna like vehemently agree with you. Is that cool, Jordan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dude, can I ask you some questions about you and your life?
Sure.
When you grow up, would you rather be a teacher or a businessman?
That's a weird question, but I guess a businessman.
You'd guess a businessman. What would be the number one profession that you want to get into, Jordan?
Definitely would probably be football professional or a engineer.
Are you smart with science and stuff? Like you could be an engineer?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
That's cool. What grade are you in, Jordan?
7th.
7th grade. Nice. Very fun. You're gonna go to high school soon. That'll be cool. Will you play high school sports?
I do play football.
What position in football do you play, Jordan?
I play right receiver and what you call that?
Tight
end? Quarterback.
Oh, yeah, quarterback. Do you now this might sound weird, but just bear with me for a little bit. Do you talk to girls at your school?
No.
Okay. Well, that ruined everything because I was going to say because girls like Taylor Swift, and if you want to start talking to girls, you should probably start listening to Taylor Swift a little bit.
Okay, most of the girls in my school are Trump fans, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. They're very political.
It's not going to work.
I'm not a political guy, so.
Okay. So you're more. So you're more like I don't want to talk politics with the ladies, and all of the ladies want to talk about politics.
Yeah, basically.
That's crazy, man. They sound really annoying. The girls at your school. Are you? Do you live in a smaller town or do you live in a bigger city?
I live right in the middle.
In the middle. Do you have anybody that's made it from your city to play pro sports?
No, not really.
No, not really. So you would be the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, they'd make you the mayor. Brother, before you go, hot take for us. Who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl this year, not the Chiefs?
Eagles.
The Eagles. You don't care about any of the drama going on with Jalen Hurts right now?
No. Eagles.
No. Eagles. Jordan, you are the absolute man. Please follow the show. Keep watching, and we'll talk to you again soon. Okay, Jordan?
Can you ask the the live to follow my Twitch account?
Are you? Yeah, you can shout out your Twitch.
Mr. Kitty 67.
That's a sick username. How did you come up with that?
Oh, I just like cats.
You like cats?
I couldn't make it Mr. Kitty, so I put Mr. KIDDY 67, and Kitty was already taken spelt that way, so I just put random numbers 67.
67. Absolutely. Yeah. Brother, you are the absolute man, Jordan. God bless you, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Paprika, Jordan. That ruled. That absolutely ruled. I have PV hitting me with some tweets right now, some Diana Rossini stuff. This was Diana Rossini on Get Up. We'll play that in just a moment. But before, I do have a caller calling in live. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ. Please keep it clean. Mute the stream in the background and let people know your name and where you're calling from.
I'm calling from New York, and
nice.
My TikTok username is Mason Cron.
So can we go Mace?
Yeah.
Mace from New York. Are you in the city? You upstate?
Long Island.
Long Island, absolutely, brother. I used to go to war with a group of Long Island boys. Are you part of the Long Island boys?
No.
Okay. Brother, you're calling into the show. I've got some NBA on the I've got some NBA up there on TikTok. We've been talking NFL, college football, everything in between. What did you want to talk about today, bro?
NBA.
Nice, dog. Tell me, how are you feeling about the NBA? Do you want to talk about, are you a Knicks fan?
Yeah.
Dude, Knicks fan. The Knicks are a good basketball team. I have them getting out of the first round against the Raptors. Dude, I don't know if they're going to get past the Celtics, though, in potentially round 2.
I had them go losing conference finals.
So you have them beating the Celtics and then losing to the Pistons?
Yeah.
Interesting. The Knicks are an interesting team because I think that they play every single team like close. They have been playing a lot better recently. For me, it's all up to Mikal Bridges and Cat. If those guys can put it together, I think the Knicks can make a run, but I don't know if you could trust all those dudes.
Yeah, I don't like Bridges.
You're not a Bridges guy?
No.
Is it because of all of the picks that you gave up to get him or just him as a person?
He's terrible.
He's just kind of bad. He's kind of booty cheeks, dude.
Yeah.
Any sort of hot take that you have from us, maybe from the Western Conference, a team over there that you think can win it all?
I think Spurs are going to get out second round.
Wow, you have the Spurs losing to the Lakers in round 2 or like the Nuggets?
Yeah, either one.
Yeah. Dog, this was some good stuff. Is there anything you wanted to say to the people on the way out, Mace, or do you have any other hot takes for us?
That's it.
Mace, you are the absolute man. Please hit that follow button, and we'll talk to you again soon, okay, bro?
Okay, bye.
Bye. My guy Mace, Long Island. First Long Islander that I've had since the infamous war with the Long Island boys. And there's the follow from Mason Cron. Oops, I meant this. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ widescreen radio. Please keep it clean. Mute the stream in the background and let the people know your name and where you're calling from.
Say that one more time. Sorry.
How are you doing, brother? What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Michigan. My name's Matt.
Matt from Michigan. My guy, are you like Detroit area or like?
Yes, sir.
Nice, dude. So you're a Pistons guy. Did you celebrate the national championship on Monday?
Yes, sir, I did.
Dude, I heard a lot of people calling into the show earlier in March Madness about how Michigan State is going to, in the next like 2 or 3 years, be a better program than Michigan. There's no way, bro.
They need to.
Are you more of a Michigan State guy?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay. Is Izzo on the hot seat? Is he on the hot seat this year?
I believe so.
Yeah. Well, Matt from Michigan, you're calling into the show. What did you want to talk about today, bro?
Man, I know I'm from Detroit, but I want to talk about my 76ers, man.
Whoa, okay. Hit me with them. I've got them making it out of the play-in. I think they're a dangerous, dangerous team in the playoffs.
I don't even think they're going to be in the play-in. I think that they're going to hit the 6th seed. I think ATL is going to drop, and Magic will probably go up, and the Raptors will lose to the Heat, and
Yeah, we're looking at the standings right now. Philly is a game behind the Raptors and then just 2 games behind Atlanta. So if some of those teams drop, we can get Philly in there. If you get the 6 or the 5.
I think they get the 6th seed.
So then you'd probably be matching up against the Knicks.
Oh, yeah, and that's what I want.
You want the Knicks round 1?
Yes, I do.
Here's my thought on the Sixers. Embiid and Maxey might be the best duo in the entire NBA when they are fully healthy. I know Jaylen Brown and Tatum exist, but those two together, and then you add in VJ Edgecombe and PG-13, that's a really solid big 4, dude.
It is. And I can see them possibly hitting the conference finals depending on who they play second round. Like, if it's the Cavs, probably not. But if it's, I don't even know. I mean, Pistons, Cavs, Celtics, those are my 3 coming out, but I would love to see my Sixers at least make the conference.
I picked them at the beginning of the season to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. And at one point in the season, I thought I was the smartest dude in the world, and then Embiid got hurt, and they kind of fell off a little bit. If Embiid does stay healthy, this would be the best team in the East, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
They're very, very, very good. Are you a full Philly fan or just the Sixers?
I'm a full Philly fan from Detroit, but I love all Detroit teams as well.
I love it, dude. You got to rep your city and you got to rep your birthright. So you're an Eagles fan then too?
Of course.
Yeah, dude. There's been some drama coming out of the Eagles camp.
I haven't even been following it yet.
Yeah, good. I mean, we're full in an NBA mode. There's no point in getting into all the drama of the NFL just yet. Matt, thank you so much for calling in the show. Please hit the follow button and call back whenever you want, man.
All right, my man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, peace. My guy Matt just called in. You said on Christmas Day, JC? On Christmas Day, the Rockets beat the Lakers. And then the Lakers won the next two? The Lakers won those two back-to-backs in Houston. Okay. So, yeah, Lakers are 2-1 against Houston. I just don't think Houston's a very good basketball team, to be honest with you. KD's a great basketball player. Ever since the trade deadline, though, dude, ever since the trade deadline and the whole KD burner thing came out, Houston has been down freaking hill. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ. He hung up. Houston going downhill, dude, since the trade deadline or since the All-Star break is crazy because that was the same time when all of the Kevin Durant burner stuff started coming out. So we got KD's burner getting leaked, him calling Jabari Parker the R word. And then since then, the Rockets have no chemistry. Dude, 2 weeks ago, I was watching the Rockets play, and Alperen Sengun basically dove for a ball out of bounds, got hit in the face, came up with a bloody, busted lip, but got the ball and was walking back to the bench, mean mugging, dude, so fired up. Nobody got off of their butts on the Rockets bench. Nobody even acknowledged him. Not a single high five, not a single fist bump. Dude, just watch the Lakers play when they're all watch the Thunder play, dude. Watch the Celtics play. Those are teams with chemistry. Those are teams that care about each other. Those are teams that want to succeed together. That's not the Rockets. The Rockets are just waiting for next year, dude. They don't have a good point guard. Losing Steven Adams was tough, but they're still such a tall and defensive-minded team. I think they're going to be successful in the playoffs. You need Kevin Durant to get 45 a game for the Rockets to win anything meaningful. If they go up 2-0 against the Lakers in round one, I think they'll win the series. If the Lakers and Rockets somehow split and Luka Doncic is back for game 3, that series is an absolute wrap. I love the Hornets, but them over the Pistons. I just don't think the Pistons have a real second option outside of Cade. I know Cade's coming back. You're going to tell me about Duren. I know Duren is a good basketball player, but he's a good basketball player as a result of what a point guard is able to do for him. He's not a ball handler. He's not creating his own shot. I don't think they have a good second option. I think you need that in the playoffs. JC with the follow after going back and forth. JC, thank you so much, bro. That means a lot. Actually, JC, you get one of these.
Rest in peace, my granny, she got hit by a bazooka. Yeah.
Coyote Wolf 200 is in the Twitch chat. Brick Jock is in the chat now. Sixers Knicks would be an elite series. It would, Brick Jock. Sixers could beat the Cavs, says Brick. Sixers could beat the Cavs. Dude, I think the Cavs might win this whole thing. I think in terms of just the best 4 players on one team, it's got to be Mobley, Allen, Spida Mitchell, and James Harden. So much is happening. Adam Matthew with the follow. Italian Hooper shared the live with somebody. Ryan with the follow. Ryan with the double follow. And JR Blackie too with the follow as well. Thank you guys so much. They won 57 games for a reason. It's definitely more than just Cade, but I get your point. Davo, the reason that they're so good is because of how good they are physically and defensively, which translates really, really, really well to the playoffs. They're going to be a very, very annoying team to play. I'll put it that way. The reason I think Charlotte can win that is because they would be coming off of the momentum of the end of this season for Charlotte, which has just been awesome. The Hornets have been one of the hottest teams in the league since the All-Star break. Over the last 15 games, they're 11-4. With wins over Miami, Orlando, New York, Phoenix, and Minnesota. The Hornets are just coming into this thing really, really hot. The Pistons were so good at the beginning of the year. I don't think they have the momentum going into this series. If they do match up with the Hornets, I think the Hornets would have the momentum on their side. What website is on my screen? It's NBA.com. Are you talking about the graphic in the middle, Mason? If the Hornets do make it out of the play-in, they're going to have so much momentum going into that series with the Pistons, who are, on a bit of a downturn to end the season. I know Cade Cunningham coming back will help that team out. I look at a team like the Pistons that is so defensive-minded and like a physical defensive-minded team. It's not like the Thunder. The Thunder play like a help defense that's predicated on turnovers, getting the ball. The Pistons just suffocate you. It's a much more physical attack. If you're under 18, can you call in or not? Yeah, sure, I'm on. Of course. You have to just be 13 or older to call into my show. This show is rated PG-13, by the way. I can see Raptors upsetting the Knicks, not going to lie. The one thing that people do not consider in these games, the home field advantage is a real thing, and home court is a real thing. If Charlotte does make a playoff series, the city of Charlotte might actually burn down. The city of Charlotte is going to be in an uproar. That stadium is not going to be an easy place to play in. And I'm not sitting here and saying that it's like the Pistons are not going to show up or Detroit fans are not going to show up, because they absolutely are. They absolutely will. Vala is I think the Raptors could upset the Knicks. I do too, because playing in Toronto is going to be really hard. I can almost guarantee Toronto gets 2 home wins in that series, okay? So then you're looking at a 4-4 series potentially with 1 in Toronto and then 2 in New York. I think it would go New York's way, but getting wins on the road is not going to be easy for any of these teams. Is the city of Charlotte going to burn down because of the series winner because LaMelo was driving? Brick Jock, joke of the day so far. Do I remember when Crispy Concords gifted me 50 subs? No, Mr. Kitty, I don't. I remember when Crispy Concords gifted me 100 subs, though. Suns is beating the Clippers, says L. The Clippers are one of the hottest teams in basketball, dude. The Clippers are one of the hottest teams in basketball. Let me just... Here's the Phoenix Suns. In the last 15 games, they've beat 1 team with a winning record in the last 15 games. I'll show you guys right now the way that the Phoenix Suns have been playing. Because I get a lot of people telling me, hey, Phoenix is going to beat the Clippers. I don't know what they're doing there. I thought this was going to be the least hot take as the Angels lose 8-2 to the Braves. Fellas, I've got MLB TV and I have NBA TV. What game do we want to do a live watch-along for? Right now, I could put on the... All the baseball games are over. Cubs-Rays, end of 1. We'll watch Cubs-Rays right now. The NBA games... At 4 p.m., we'll do Atlanta and Cleveland. Does that sound good to you guys? You guys want to do a watch-along to Atlanta and Cleveland? Let's do that. Here's the Phoenix Suns' last 15, guys. I'm showing it to you live on... There is, like I said, a better view on Twitch than on TikTok, but I think you guys should still be able to see what we got going here. Okay. This is where it starts. L to Toronto, L to Boston, L to Minnesota, L to San Antonio. These are 4 playoff teams. They lost every single one of them. They lost to Milwaukee. Here's that win against Toronto. Lost to Denver. They beat a tanking team. They beat a tanking team. Lost to a playoff team, lost to a playoff team, beat a tanking team, lost to a playoff team. Bennett Vanderhorst, thank you so much for the follow. The Suns lose to good teams, and they beat bad teams. The Suns lose to good teams, and they beat bad teams. Their last good win, if you're not counting this win, let's just, you and I, do this together. Let's see if we can find one in here. Let's see if we can find the last time the Phoenix Suns beat a playoff team on the road, okay? Chicago, tanking team. Memphis, tanking. Utah, tanking. Toronto, playoff team, but that's at home. Indiana, tanking. Milwaukee, tanking. Charlotte, playoff team, but that's at home. New Orleans is a tanking team. Sacramento is a tanking team. The Lakers are a playoff team, but they won this one at home. Orlando's a playoff team. They won that at home. Dallas is a tanking team. Portland is a playoff team. A play-in team. Here we go. A play-in team. February 3rd, they won by 5 points at Portland. But the true last time they beat a playoff team was this back-to-back January 29th and 30th when they had wins. Oh, no, this wasn't on the road. This was at home. Here it is. This is a play-in team. This is a play-in team. This is it. January 17th at the Garden. Devin Booker had 27 points. This was the last time the Phoenix Suns won a road game against a playoff team. Was January 17th against New York. That's not a good basketball team. Cade Cunningham is back today. I absolutely love to see it. Guys, we're at 560 likes. This sounds so annoying, But if you guys get to 1,000, it really helps grow the show. It helps push the show out to new people. And if you're in here and you do not follow, please hit the follow button. Amon is liking it up. The phone line is open right now. The phone line is 213-352-5216 if anybody wants to call into the show and talk ball. I talked a little bit about the Angels brawl earlier in the day, and I want to just continue on with what happened in Anaheim last night. Fighting in sports is awesome. Fighting in hockey, we know. Hockey's about fighting. And Jeremy Diaz 3 start with the follow. Jeremy Diaz, you the man. No way you have Lakers over the Rockets? Yes, I do, Alex. Yes way. I'm a Lakers fan, but how do we think we're going to beat them Rockets? Didn't we just win 2 games at the Rockets on the road in a back-to-back scenario? Do you think that the Rockets are going to go up 2-0 on us on the road? Because I don't think so. Luka Doncic is supposed to come back for Game 3 of that first-round matchup. If the Lakers can split, give me the Lakers all day. That is also my team, by the way. Luka and Reeves will be out for that whole series, in my opinion, but I think Luka will be returning for Game 3 or Game 4. Even if the Lakers are down 0-3 to the Rockets and Luka comes back, as OJ GOAT hits us with the follow, I think the Lakers will still be able to win that series. But if you think I'm a mad man, if you think I'm Mad Max, Fury Road, and we're up to 1,200 likes, you guys are the best. Call into the show, 213-352-5216. So Blazers are beating the Warriors and Suns to play the Thunder. In my opinion, OJ GOAT, yes. I have the Clippers winning that 7-8 matchup and going straight into a game against the Spurs. And then I have the Blazers beating the Warriors, which should be very, very easy for them. The Warriors absolutely stink like crap. And then they're going to beat the Suns, in my opinion. The tough part is both those games will be at Phoenix, and Phoenix is historically pretty good at home. I really like this. I really like this Portland team. Don't ask me why, dude. If you're like talking with someone about ball and like I really like the Portland Trail Blazers, that guy's probably an idiot loser. And guess what? That's me. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ widescreen radio. Please mute the stream in the background. Keep it clean. Okay, he hung up. Mr. Kitty said, hi, do I play any games? No, I don't. I don't really game. For me, video games is my escape from reality. Someone was like, hey, I really want to watch you play games and stuff like that. I think you should play Madden and stuff. I used to do it a little bit, but it's my escape, dude. I only play Red Dead 2. It's the only video game I play. Red Dead 2. Can you show us your second round? I don't have my second round. I've only done the first round. Lucas shouldn't rush the hamstring injury. I don't know how serious it is. Lakers aren't winning the chip anyways. An unbeliever. There's an unbeliever amongst us. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ widescreen radio. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Cole from Maryland.
Cole from Maryland. Have you called into the show before, bro?
Yeah.
Nice. Dog. Absolutely love that you are calling back into the show. Did you find us on TikTok today or Twitch or YouTube?
TikTok.
Nice, brother. As you can see, I have some first-round matchups, some play-in matchups, some hot takes. Where do you want to start today, Cole? Do you want to do some NBA, some NFL? Up to you, dog.
Cole? Honestly, I'm looking at the NBA.
Yeah.
I have the Hornets sneaking their way deep into the playoffs.
Dude, real quick for me, Cole, could you just try to mute my stream in the background so it's just you and us talking on the phone so we don't hear it bleed through?
Yeah.
Dude, the Hornets are going to be a very, very, very tough out. They have 4 dudes that can get a bucket whenever they want.
Yeah, I honestly totally agree. I mean, when Con and LaMelo are both on their game, it's hard to stop them.
It really is. And then you have a Brandon Miller option. You have a Colin Sexton, who I think is a great addition to that team. They don't really have much of the experience, but they also have no pressure on them. Detroit has all the pressure in the world on them, and Charlotte's just playing with house money, dude. They're just happy to be there.
Yeah, I mean, no one saw them as being a contender going into the season, but they've proven themselves a lot this season.
They absolutely have. I think they're going to be a tough out in the playoffs. Would I be surprised if they lose? No, not at all. But I do think that we should not discount them. I don't think they're going to get swept. I'll put it that way. I think it's going to be a 6-game series no matter what.
Do you think the Lakers make it out of round 1 in the West?
Man, Cole, I'm a Lakers fan, so I'm naturally always going to root and die for my team. I think they can win that first-round matchup. It just depends on when Luka Doncic comes back. If he comes back Game 3 and we're playing the Rockets, sure. If we're playing the Nuggets, no shot.
Yeah.
It all depends on.
You guys don't have the defense to stop Jokic, in my opinion.
Dude, no, we don't. Not at all. Jokic is, for me, dude, I don't have OKC making it to the Western Conference Finals because I think they have to play Jokic before they even get there. And I don't see Jokic losing until the finals this year.
I think as long as the Nuggets team, they have a good chance of making it back to the finals.
Yeah, I mean, Jamal Murray's having a career year. Jokic is averaging a triple-double. I don't think they have as deep a bench as they used to in later years, and their defense is absolutely so horrible, but offensively, there's no one really better than Jokic. Did you have school today, dude?
No, I just got out of boxing.
Oh, you were boxing today?
Yeah.
What weight class are you in?
Heavyweight.
You're a heavyweight boxer?
Yeah.
How long have you been boxing, Cole?
Just over a year now.
Do you love it, or is it just something you do for exercise?
I love it.
Yeah. Have you been sparring?
Yeah.
Are you thinking of entering any tournaments, or is it just kind of like a hobby thing you do for like exercising on the side?
I'm hoping to have a fight, hopefully by fall this year.
Dude, that'd be awesome. Do you have like a nickname?
No.
You don't have like Cole the Body Slam Jones?
No. Nothing like that.
Well, we need to figure it out. So tell us about yourself. What did you want to be when you were like 8 years old? What was the first job you wanted to have?
Not gonna. I'm pretty sure I have it written. I actually wrote it down that I wanted to be an MMA fighter.
Oh, you have an MMA? Okay. Have you done any sort of jiu-jitsu or MMA or just stand-up boxing?
I wrestled for 8 years, and then I did a little bit of jiu-jitsu.
Nice, dude. Well, you would absolutely kick my butt up and down the, what do you call it, the tarp there, because you are an actual trained pro. Dog, I need you to call back into the show when you actually do have that fight. Would love to check in on you and see how you're doing.
Oh, yeah, dude, absolutely.
Brother, Cole from Maryland, you are the absolute man. We'll talk to you again soon, okay, bro?
Yes, sir. Have a good night.
Peace. My guy Cole from Maryland. Longhorn is in here. Easy24 is in here. Money is in here. Bennett Vanderhorst is still here. OJ the GOAT is hopping in right now. As I was saying last night, there was a brawl between the Angels and the Braves. It was my good friend Jorge Soler, friend of the show. He calls in all the time, so if you guys want to hear Jorge Soler talk about baseball, call into the show. This app is called TikTok, Miss Pods. What up, Adrian? Fighting in sports absolutely rules, okay? I've never once seen a fight happen on a baseball field or a football field or a basketball court and said, this is bad, turn away. Every single time a fight happens, I'm like this. Yeah! I love it. I need it. Guess what? So does all of social media. All of Twitter, all of Instagram, all of TikTok. Everyone loves when there's a brawl on the field. There might not be a better brawl than in baseball. And whoever's calling in that 925 number, I'm going to take you next. 925, you're next on the show. You are next. The greatest thing about a baseball fight, by far, is that you have guys out in the bullpen, in left field, or in right field. And whoever's that 725 number, you're on deck. 725, you're the second caller. 925, you're the first up, and then on deck is 725. Who wants to be in the hole? Pause. This is, I used Photoshop to make that graphic, but it's from NBA.com. When the bullpens start running out onto the field during a baseball brawl, I get so excited. The funniest part is that they're like running into the fight next to each other, but they're not fighting each other. They wait to get to the actual brawl, and then they start going at it. But the whole time, they're like in the outfield just running next to each other. Here we go. Come on, let's fight. And then they get there, and then they finally start doing something. But by the time the bullpen gets there, the fight's usually over. But last night was awesome. We had the Braves manager tackling Jorge Soler. We had the pitcher Ronaldo Lopez using the baseball as like brass knuckles to hit Jorge Soler in the head. We had haymakers getting thrown and nobody connected on a single one. it was great in spectacle just to see it all happen, just to see it all unfold before our eyes. But ultimately, nothing really happened. It was a fight, and it's labeled a fight because guys were throwing punches. But just because you throw punches, I don't know if that's a fight. What is it called when people throw punches at each other but don't actually connect? It's just a brush up? A brouhaha? You don't tell a baseball player who swings and misses the whole time, that's not getting a hit. That's not hitting. That's having an at bat, but that's not hitting. I guess in boxing, when someone throws a punch, it's still a punch. There were 50 punches thrown last night in that fight between Reynaldo Lopez and Jorge Soler. Not a single one connected. I didn't pick up, Amon. I'll pick up next time, though. That 678 number, thank you for calling into the show. You will be third up. Third up. First, that 925 number, if you're ready to talk, call back into the show, please. That 925 number. 678, you are third up on the list. Fights are awesome, and we need to do whatever we possibly can to have more of them in sports. Punishing these guys and giving them both 7-game suspensions is the dumbest thing Rob Manfred could ever do. We need to support the fighters. We need to support the aggression. We need to support all of the things mommy and daddy are telling us not to do. Give me fights, give me brawls, give me baseball. Paprika. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ widescreen radio. Please mute the stream in the background, keep it clean, and let people know your name and where you're calling from.
I'm Amon, and I'm from California.
Amon from California. Is this your first time calling to the show, brother?
Yeah.
Dude, well, welcome to the show. Welcome to TBWZ. I'm live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. Pacific time. I'm in Orange County, California, so you and I are cut from the same cloth, bro. You're calling to the show, Amon. First time. Congrats. What did you want to talk about today?
So I got a few questions. Why do you think the Suns aren't going to make it out of the play-in?
I just don't think the Suns are a very good team. I think they have a decent roster construction. I think they're playing outside of expectation. I just don't think they're very good. Over the last 15 games, they've beat one team with a winning record. The last time they won a game against a playoff team on the road was January 27th. Was the last...
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
you're good.
If you look at all the teams they've played, all those games, like I think all of them have gotten close in the fourth quarter, and they also have had a lot of injuries in general.
The Suns have definitely battled injuries. Do you think they're like kind of gelling at the right time right now?
Yeah, I think. I think that they just have only had a few games with Brooks, Green, and Booker playing. So I think like it takes some time because they haven't all played together for chemistry to build. But I think they can at least make it out of the play-in for sure.
Yeah, I think the Clippers are just playing really, really good basketball. So it'd be a tough team to play. But you do have 2 home games if you're Phoenix and you maintain this position right now in the West. You think they can win the play-in? You think they can get out? But I assume you're not taking them in the first round.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah. What do they have to do to get better?
Be tough. To get better, I think the defense. There's defense on that team, but the offense in clutch time, it's just Booker, and then they throw doubles at him, and there's nothing he can do.
Yeah, I mean, Devin Booker's played the most games of like the starting 5 on this team. He's been very, very good for them. He's averaging 26 a game pretty much. If you shut down Devin Booker, though, like Dylan Brooks or Jalen Green or Grayson Allen cannot be your third option or second option on a playoff winning team, in my opinion. I think they really need to add another scorer. Dude, this could sound crazy. You know who'd be really good on this team? Kevin Durant.
I think Kevin Durant is the reason why the Rockets aren't going to make it out of the first round.
Wow. You think it's KD?
Yeah.
Interesting, because I thought KD was probably the best player on this team. Do you think it's like a chemistry issue with Kevin Durant because of like the burner and everything, or is this just you don't think he's a good ball player?
Yeah, I think he's good, but I think like there's definitely a chemistry issue because how can it be like wherever he goes he's not winning and they want to trade him and he wants to leave? Like,
someone's trying to, some guy not here is like, hey, I called in. How do I call? And I'm like, I'm clearly on the phone. When you were listening to the live, were you able to hear the phone, Amon?
Yeah. Like I can hear the other people. Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. So this guy's just being crazy right now. You're in California. Are you a Suns fan?
Yeah, I'm a Suns fan.
What made you a Suns fan growing up?
I didn't watch I started watching basketball pretty late, but like I don't know. I just like Devin Booker. He's pretty he's just smooth.
He is smooth. He's pretty nice. Are you a fan of all Arizona sports, or just the Suns?
No, just the Suns.
Nice, bro. Well, Amon, I'm going to be going live after every single postseason game on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. So if you hit that follow button, you'll get notified when I go live. And we're doing live calls after every single postseason game. So every night starting next week.
All right.
All right, bro. Talk to you soon.
All right, talk to you. Bye.
Peace. My guy Amon, what a great caller. Not here. We just got in a huge fight. Me and Not here are enemies now. No, I'm just kidding. Next up on the caller list was that 725 number. If the 725 number wants to call back into the show, you are next on the list. After 725 is the 678 number. I've got two people calling right now. You're neither of those people, so I'm going to wait for that 725. No world will the Hornets win against Detroit. None at all, Mr. McFoo-Foo. None at all. 75, not answering. We're going to take this one. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What's your name and where are you calling from?
67, 67, 67, 67.
No way. OMG, guys, I think we just got hacked. We just got hacked by the 6-7 bug. That's crazy. Did you know that we're not saying 6-7 anymore at all? There's an epidemic that's happening right now. There's a thing called 6-7 adults where they had no idea or any understanding of the meme at all. They just knew it was happening around them. And so they're like, okay, well, 6-7. And they started doing 6-7. And then all the kids were like, oh, this guy knows ball. And then that adult was like, these kids think I know ball because I did this with my hands and said 6-7. Hey, 6-7's done. We're not doing it anymore at all. But those adults are still doing it as if it's still a thing. And so you'll have full-blown adults going 6-7. And then the kids are like, bro. So if you're in a 6-7 adult, try your hardest. Don't do it anymore. Don't acknowledge it. It's not cool anymore. It's not even funny at all. In like 3 or 4 years, it's going to be hilarious again. But right now, stop! Paprika. Brody, you don't know ball. The Hornets are better than the Magic this year. Are we fighting with each other? Brody and Nate's Fired Up are fighting in the comments. I absolutely love it. If either of you guys wants to call in and say your piece out loud, I am here for it. The phone lines are open. Choosing to be a Suns fan is a choice. Brick Jock. Thanks for listening to the show, Brick. Yo, I went to Tombstone this weekend. Peak Red Dead Redemption. The best city in Red Dead Redemption is Valentine. I know it's like the first one you get, and it's like kind of the most basic city, but Valentine has a little bit of everything. I don't care. People are like, oh, dude, Blackwood, or what's it called? Blackwater is awesome. I'm like, yeah, it's cool. They're like, yeah, they have power. I don't care. I don't care if they have power. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello, brother.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, just got you. What's up, man?
I'm calling in from Atlanta, Georgia.
Nice. And your name, sir?
Graham.
Graham from Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta's a great city, dude. Can I ask you a football question? Are you an Atlanta Hawks fan?
I am an Atlanta Hawks fan. I'm an Atlanta sports through and through.
I absolutely love it. I really am interested in talking about all of the Atlanta sports teams right now because they're very interesting. You guys obviously have Tua Tagovailoa coming over as your starting quarterback. Do you think he's going to win the job full time from Michael Penix, or will you guys be going to Penix later in the season when he's healthy?
The Atlanta Falcons organization as a whole is nothing but a character builder. Everything that this GM, previous GMs have done, I sit back and I think, oh, it's going to be different, this GM. This guy is going to be the one. And every time I'm reminded, they don't know what they're doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I question everything down to ownership. Because I remember when we drafted Penix, and I was sitting in my college dorm with my buddies.
I was
just
shocked.
Getting ripped apart because as someone who has sat through the Super Bowl that we lost, sat through numerous playoff defeats, I wanted a pass rusher. I wanted Dallas Turner. I didn't know if he would pan out or not, but I would I would like him a lot more than a 24-year-old quarterback with 3 ACL tears, and then we're shocked when he tears it again.
Yeah, and then his backup is a 25-year-old quarterback with 7,000 concussions and has active CTE.
I do believe it is elder abuse to put Tua Tagovailoa out on the field. I think someone should get sued for putting him on the field because he don't know where he is.
Dude, speaking of elder abuse, one of my reasonings behind the Falcons being a good destination, because when we're doing the head coach carousel, I think Kevin Stefanski got a great job in Atlanta because Arthur Blank seems to be in win now mode. I think you're a few pieces away, but do you think Arthur Blank will get back to a Super Bowl in his lifetime?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because if I can be crass, Arthur Blank does not care about this team. He just cares about the money that the team brings him and scratching his own back with public publicity. You don't know how hard that was for me to say that without swearing a storm up.
Dude, Graham, I could tell you grew up going to church because you were able to navigate that one without cussing at all. Quick transition
quick transition to the piece I saw on your TikTok live about the Hawks.
I love that team.
Been a Hawks fan for a while now, and this team, losing Trae Young, a piece of me died because I love Trae Young. Trae Young's the best Atlanta Hawks player I've seen in my lifetime. Obviously, I think he was the best one since
Lou Will?
Dominique.
Since Lou Will, you mean?
No, I meant Dominique Wilkins. I know we know about Lou Will down here, but
yeah, we do.
I'm excited about this team playoff run wise because I think it reminds me a lot of the 2016 team. We don't really have a guy we know can get a bucket. Nikhil is showing that recently because I think Nikhil Alexander-Walker should score in 40 points in the game is the most random player to ever do it.
Yeah.
Makes no sense to me. But I don't think we're going to get the 5 seed. I think we drop the game we play tonight and we slip into the 6 seed. If we play a 7-game series with the Knicks, I think we beat the Knicks. I don't know if we can beat the Cavs in 7, but I know we can beat the Knicks in 7.
I love it, dude. Atlanta versus New York is going to be a great matchup. We obviously
I was at that game on Monday in State Farm Arena for the Hawks Knicks, and it's a toxic environment. Knicks fans are one of the worst fan bases on the face of the earth.
They are, and for whatever reason, they are all over the country, and it's
all
absolutely
over the country.
awful.
All over the country. Them and 76ers fans, it's like you have not been relevant. And I know that's hard to say from a Hawks standpoint because irrelevant franchise, but they've been relevant and they haven't done anything. I haven't seen success from either one of those teams in my lifetime. But I want a 7-game series because I do understand the hype that you have behind the Hornets.
Yeah.
I really do. That's a dangerous team.
Yeah.
But I think the team that will make a run, I think the Hawks are going to make a run. I think ceiling is the Eastern Conference Finals, floor is the Eastern Conference Semis.
I actually love that take. I think it's bold, but I also think it's rooted in a good amount of truth. I feel like if I told every Atlanta Hawks fan going into this season that you were going to end the season being like 1 or 2 pieces away from like title contender type team, I think everybody would have taken that. But I was not expecting that. Like, you get rid of Kristaps and you add in Kuminga, who's been awesome. Jalen Johnson, huge step up.
Kuminga's been inconsistent. I like it. But if you would have told these Hawks fans that you were going to lose Trae Young in the process,
it's
a tough one. But we're going to get that last piece we need either over free agency or in the draft. Because me personally, we need a big man. I need a certified big man, like a mean big man. And you don't get those out of college. You go get them in free agency. I haven't seen a big man that I've been like, wow, that guy's a guy, come out of the NBA draft in a minute now.
No, the last one to go super, super high was DeAndre Ayton, and he's like kind of soft.
And do we consider him someone that, like, I guess?
Yeah, and he's not like a traditional like bruising big type guy. He's more of like a finesse type dude.
But if I was Hawks GM, I'm doing whatever I can to get Domantas Sabonis on this roster.
Sabonis would be really, really, really nice on this team. Really nice. I like the Hawks a lot. I think the toughest part when I look at this roster, there's just one glaring thing that sticks out, and it's Zachary Richarche.
He come off the bench. He's not a contender. Like, he's not like the main problem I see from this team is we have like a 35-year-old point guard he's inconsistent.
Yeah.
I don't like CJ McCollum.
Yeah, I don't want him shooting the ball.
No. If anyone's shooting that ball and it's not Nikhil Alexander Walker or Jalen Johnson, I'm gonna have an aneurysm.
Yeah, dog. It's gonna be such a fun playoffs.
It will be. But I wanted to see your thoughts on the fight last night with the Braves and the Angels.
Dude, that was so fun. Speaking of Atlanta sports, I just love that it came out of frustration. Like, I have it right here. Jorge Soler that's his 5th home run against Ronaldo Lopez. He's batting like 600 against Ronaldo. And then just after that, Ronaldo's like, all right, I'm over this. I'm just going to hit him. And he just like hit him, and then the next at-bat threw it over his head.
It was such a moment of confliction for me because Jorge Soler gave me the best, because I'm 26 years old.
World Series MVP.
Jorge Soler gave me the best moment of an Atlanta sports fan that I've ever had. So I was kind of hoping he'd whoop his tail. I wanted Jorge to tear him up.
The best moment was your manager tackling Jorge Soler.
Oh, and then I thought seeing the first baseman, Charlie Morton, get in the middle of that fight and kind of throw some elbows and something, that was not on my bingo card because I kind of thought he was a punk.
I just wish it happened when Chris Sale was out there, dude, because I'd love to see Chris Sale in an actual fight.
Oh, he wouldn't take that. Or Austin Riley out there. Austin Riley would snap someone in half.
Matt Olson, Austin Riley, you got some fighters.
I see the Chargers flag in your background. Do you think it was a mistake to move the Chargers out of San Diego?
Yeah, I do, definitely. I grew up in Orange County my whole life, Southern California, and the reason I root for the Chargers is because that was like our SoCal team. And then the Rams showed up, and all these losers from Los Angeles were like, ooh, we're Rams fans now.
I hate it. I think Kroenke is one of the most soulless owners in sports across the board.
Yeah.
And I hate it because he fails upwards so successfully. He falls into success, owning the Nuggets, winning a championship, then firing their coach when they're good. Unacceptable. Yeah. Then he owns the Rams, pays for a super team, wins a Super Bowl. And then he owns the Avalanche, wins a Stanley Cup. I can't stand him because why can't my owner fail upwards? My owner just fails at everything.
Well, dude, he's looking at a potential year where the Rams are Super Bowl favorites, the Avalanche are Stanley Cup favorites, and no one will count out the Nuggets. Like, he could win 3 this year.
He could, and he won 3 in a span of 2 years over ago. My owner just makes food and drinks cheap at the stadium, which I do appreciate. I do appreciate Arthur for that. Yeah. But God in heaven knows I would pay $100 for some nachos if I could get a Falcons Super Bowl.
Well said, Graham. I'll leave us on that note. That was an awesome conversation, bro. You definitely have a great voice for sports media. Please follow along and call back whenever you want, Graham.
Absolutely. You have a great day.
You too. God bless, brother. That was Graham from Atlanta. One of the best calls I've gotten in a long, long time. When you call in, guys, and you know ball and you have passion and you care about your team, that's the most important thing in the world. It's not about knowing all of the other teams or knowing what's going on right now in Portland or this game between Atlanta and Cleveland. Cleveland is up 17-10 as Jared Allen hits a free throw to make it 18-10. Have passion, know your team, call in with hot takes. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. Please mute the stream in the background. Keep it clean. Let people know your name and where you're calling from.
I'm Bennett. I'm calling from Ohio.
Bennett from Ohio. Are you from Cincinnati, Bennett?
No, I'm Columbus.
Columbus. Ohio's a pretty cool state. You got the Blue Jackets up there, right, in Columbus, yeah?
Yeah, but I don't watch hockey that much, so.
No, it's all good. Daniel Graham, thank you for the follow, brother. That means a lot. Bennett, you're calling in, dog. What did you want to talk about today?
I wanted to talk about like the lottery, and I want to know who you think is like going to go like top 5 in the draft.
Dude, can I tell you my craziest scenario for the draft lottery would be the Dallas Mavericks getting the number 1 overall pick again.
If they get the number 1 pick, I think they'd be
pretty good.
Yeah.
They'd be quite good. I think there's a lot going on right now of like, obviously Adam Silver hates the tanking teams, right? And there's a few teams that are not tanking that are going to barely make the lottery as like the 14, like a team like the Warriors or the Blazers or the Magic. I think we're going to get a team that was not tanking, potentially getting the first overall pick. But I think there's going to be some fugazi stuff, dude. You know the NBA is rigged, especially the lottery.
Yeah, NBA is definitely rigged. I personally think that AJ DeBansta is going to go 1, but I just want to know what you think.
Yeah, I think DeBansta should probably go 1. He feels like the most well-rounded player. I feel like the one who has the most potential is like Darius Acuff. Man, that guy can shoot, dog. That guy can score a bucket when he needs it.
I have him at 5, just because I don't know, his defense is. He's my favorite point guard for sure, but his defense, it can be a problem, and he's on the smaller side for a guard.
Well, that's why I like Caleb Wilson from North Carolina. I know he was hurt for the tournament, but that dude plays some crazy defense. He's got length, he's got size, he could score. He's an incredible basketball player.
Yeah, I like I think the Nets. I like the Nets because I was a big KD guy.
Yeah.
And I think they're gonna get like the 2nd pick maybe, and I would rather have them take Wilson than Boozer or Peterson.
Dude, do you want to hear something crazy about the Nets? They drafted 5 players in the first round last year, and not a single one of those guys is going to make an all-rookie team in the NBA.
It was horrible. They got like Drake Powell, Danny Wolf, they got all the players they did not need.
How on earth do you draft 5 guys and not a single one of them is going to make an all-rookie team? That's historically bad.
Exactly. I don't want to like have like be slandering, but like I don't like taking players from France, and they took someone, and I don't think it turned out very well.
You don't like Europeans.
Yeah.
Bennett from Ohio. Yeah. I mean, this whole team stinks. I'm looking at it right now. Zaire Williams, Noah Kawhi. I mean, Claxton is nice. Obviously, Michael Porter Jr. is really nice and is having an unbelievable season, but the Nets have some things to work on, brother. Are you a full on Nets fan? That's your team?
No. Not really. Not anymore now that KD left. I'm a big Cavs fan.
Big Cavs fan. I think the Cavs have the legs to actually win the entire thing. I think they're probably the best team in the East on most nights.
Yeah, definitely, especially because the Knicks and the Pistons are so like inconsistent. I don't really see them winning.
Yeah, and inconsistent is a great way to say it. I mean, New York is a really good basketball team, but they haven't beat the Pistons one time.
I know. I don't know. The West is just like, I feel like so much stronger than the East with the Spurs and the Thunder there.
The Spurs, and if they do meet in, let's say, the Western Conference Finals, like that's going to be, in my opinion, like the national championship game or the true finals series, if you will.
Yeah.
Go for it, Bennett.
The Spurs, they have, I think it's 3 picks in the upcoming draft, and even though it's like, on my thing, it's like 42 and 44. The draft is so loaded that they can get like crazy players still.
Yeah, the draft is insanely loaded. I think every team who drafts in the first round is going to expect their guy to be a starter on their team. I think we have a ton of dudes. I do worry, though, about the expansion to 32 teams. Like when we do go to that, I don't know if we have the talent pool to like really expand to 32, but we'll like look at we have teams like the Nets.
The Nets are atrocious.
Yeah, it's me. Adam says, I don't see the Spurs making it out of the second round. That's pretty wild. I believe in the Spurs a lot. You said you're calling in from Ohio. That's a huge football country. Are you more Bengals, more Browns?
I'm more on the
Ravens?
I'm on the Browns, and I'm on Ohio State.
The Browns and Ohio. So you balance it out. You have a proven champion, and then you have the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, the champions, and then the toilet bowl team. But
dog, a lot of people are talking about who the Browns are going to be starting at quarterback next year. You live in Ohio. You have thoughts and opinions. You hear from the people, boots on the ground. What are the people around you saying about who should start for the Browns? And then what do you think about who should start for the Browns?
Personally, what I think it should be Shadur. He proved himself kind of at the end of the season, but we were still pretty crappy. I don't think we go after a quarterback in the draft. I say we go after a guy like Carnell Tate, and I really like what's his name? Oh, Tyson from I forget.
Jordan Tyson from ASU.
Yeah, Jordan Tyson from ASU. I really like him. I think we should go after him.
Yeah. So you're on Shadur. Are most Browns fans on Shadur?
Yeah. I went to a game this year, and everyone is like wearing Shadur stuff, and yeah.
Dude, that is awesome. He seems like a good dude. He seems like he really, really wants it. There's no shot at Dylan Gabriel, right?
No, absolutely not, in my opinion at least. I think he was the worst draft pick we could have picked last year. If we're going after Shadur, why would we go after Gabriel?
Wasn't that in round 3?
Yeah, we got Gabriel in the early round, and then we got Shadur like 7.
It's crazy, dude. It's such mismanagement. But Stefanski is out. You've got a new head coach this year. Myles Garrett, every single year, I feel like he flirts with the idea of leaving Cleveland. Do you think he retires a Cleveland Brown, or do you think this might be his last season?
I think he'll retire, as a Cleveland Brown. I don't think he's going anywhere. He has had some not top years, but his last year was so good. I think he's just going to stay.
He's unbelievable, dude. Sack champion, Myles Garrett. Brother Bennett from Ohio, thank you for calling in the show. We do football, college football, everything in between. Please hit that follow button and call back whenever you want, okay, dog?
All right, yeah, see ya.
Peace. What a beast. Jacob Loeffler is in here. It's me, Adam, is in here. And Jacob with the follow. Oh! Thank you, Jacob. That means a lot. I got Celtics first, Nuggets final, Celtics in 6. Jacob, that's actually a great, great, great take. A ton of people are counting out the Nuggets just because of where they're at in life. As it's now an 18-23 game as Max Strus misses. Dyson Daniels is driving up the floor. He's going to take it all the way against Spida. Nope. Kick back out to Kuminga. Kuminga scores. It's now a 3-point game. Cleveland is up 3 at home against Atlanta. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Adam. I was just in the chat, and I'm calling from Cleveland, Ohio.
Adam, dude, so we have another Ohioan. I asked Bennett. I'm going to ask you again. Who should be the starting quarterback of the Browns next year?
So I don't follow too much football, but for what I know, I'm going to say it has to be Shadur because, I mean, if there's no other candidates right now that we can really put in that spot. I mean, Deshaun's been sitting out for so long, so if he's ready, he's not going to be, actually ready to be able to fill that spot. And Dylan Gabriel is just hot garbage, to be honest, so...
Yeah. Kingston Oka, thank you for the follow. Adam, if you're not into football, I assume you're going to be into ball then, into basketball. The Cleveland Cavaliers are playing right now. Is that your squad?
Yes, sir. I got them on right now.
I think on paper and in practice, I know the 4 haven't played together so much. They still have some chemistry issues, in my opinion. I think it's the best Big 4 in all of basketball, right?
I think so, too. I mean,
especially
paper,
in the East.
I don't think there's anybody else that can compete with the size, the athleticism, and the shooting ability that we have. I mean, Mitchell can shoot it at a high clip. Harden can shoot it at a high clip. He's also going to be one of the best playmaking guards of our decade.
Yeah.
So,
and having 2 7-footers out there that can handle the ball decently and pass well, and be efficient scorers on their own without being point guard dependent, dude, it's a tough defensive matchup. And then you have to have like a versatile 5 that can defend those guys equally. And I don't know if there's anyone in the East that can like really play that position well to guard both Jarrett Allen and Mobley.
I agree. I mean, James Harden, as a Cavs fan, everybody was super against bringing James Harden here. I was the complete opposite.
Really?
I was the complete opposite.
Was it more about bringing in James Harden, or was it losing Garland?
It's more losing the youth. So they're like, oh, okay, so we created this young core and we're throwing it all away to compete for a championship. Yeah, Harden is on the older side, but he's healthy right now. He's a better playmaker.
Yeah.
He can score at all levels.
Yeah.
I think no matter what, I know Garland's a good player. Don't get me wrong. He dropped 41 on the Clippers. Like,
he's also always hurt.
Like he's too hurt. I don't mind taking off the load of Garland, grabbing Harden, be able to go for a championship run this year. We have Max Strus back, picked up Keon Ellis and Dennis Schroeder. Jalen Tyson is playing out of his mind. I mean,
I think Dennis Schroeder is like low key one of those like playoff X factors that you don't think about, and then he goes off for like 20 and has like 4 blocks and a steal, and you're like, whoa, Dennis Schroeder, huh?
Right. Defensively, I think we're one of the top 3 best teams defensively in the NBA.
We can look up some of those numbers, but yeah, I think defensively, especially since you've gotten Harden, I think you guys have been pretty solid. He's not the best defender up top, but he's used to playoff basketball. Right. This team is used to playoff basketball. They've just never gotten over the hump. I feel like it's this year or never.
I agree. If it's not this year, I think there's got to be some kind of change where you're like, people are discussing giving up Mobley for Giannis. Like,
wow.
I don't think that's a move. That's a win now kind of thing. Like,
yeah,
I know Harden was a win now, but we didn't give up much. We gave up Garland and a pick. And look at how much depth we still have with Tyson, and Proctor's a solid backup card. Craig Porter Jr. Like, we have guys who like are going to be able to fill that spot if someone gets injured. Like,
yeah, the Cavs are a good team. They're well coached and everything. Have you been to a game in Cleveland yet this season?
This year, no. I've been slacking this year. I'm trying to get tickets for the playoff game, but last year was a big one. I think I was at probably 15 plus. It was.
Did they have the elevated court last year? Because this year, every time I watch a Cavs game, I'm like, why is the court raised like it's a Final Four game?
See, I don't know, because the last time I went and I sat down by the Cavs bench, there was it wasn't elevated at all. So I don't know what's up with that, and it was like that before all of the MAC tournament stuff too.
Yeah,
that was going on. So I don't know if that's just a different thing, because I know Luka got his ankle or leg injured on it the one day. So I don't know what's up with that. It's like a college for or something.
It is. It's got a college vibe to it. Adam, I'd be remiss not to ask you this terrible, terrible, terrible question. There's been a lot of buzz about LeBron James, it being his final season in. You don't want him?
No. A lot of people. I feel like it's like I feel like all my takes are kind of going against what Cleveland really is like. They're like, yes, LeBron, bring him home, one more tour. Like, no, I think LeBron makes the Lakers worse. When he was injured and they were playing and they had Luka and they had everybody else healthy besides LeBron, they were playing incredible. And then you bring back LeBron and they're like barely above 50 in that stretch. So don't get me wrong. LeBron's LeBron. He's going to get you 27 and 8, like no matter what on a good night. But bringing him here is messing up our entire system, messing up the chemistry, and we don't have cap space for it. I mean, I think we're pretty deep into the luxury tax right now. I think, or we're like a little bit below the second apron or a little above the second apron, but it's not looking good right now because Allen's going to be eligible for a Supermax soon. Mobley already is paid. Mitchell's paid. Harden's going to need one soon. And then you have our role guys that are obviously going to take up some money, but I mean, we still have dead money in Ricky Rubio and Lonzo Ball. I mean, we have so much dead salary with our cap space being, I mean, for the coming season, we need to win.
Yeah. What if I told you that it's not just LeBron, but it also comes with Bronny?
I still would say no. I just don't see how that could work.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm just messing with you, bro. I know you guys got a good thing going. I think LeBron would throw off the chemistry. Anyways, I'm a Laker fan, so I want him here. Anyways,
there you go.
Adam, you guys just took a 4-point lead. Are you going to guarantee a win tonight against Atlanta?
Yeah, we're looking good. Mobley's on the glass right now. I mean, he has, I think, probably 5 or 6 rebounds going into the first quarter. I mean, we're looking good. Jalen Johnson slowed down. Nickeil Alexander-Walker slowed down. Jonathan Kuminga's picking up, but we need to keep that defensive pressure.
Yeah, Mobley's already got 10 points and 5 boards. He's off to quite a hot start. Brother Adam, I'm going to be doing live post-season shows on TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube after every single playoff game. So please follow along and keep calling in. This was a great call, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. Awesome. Thank you.
All right, peace. My guy Adam, unbelievable, from Cleveland, Ohio. Kareem Salah is in the chat. Hot take, Clippers beat the Spurs. Hey, Kareem, is this you calling in right now? Are you the 808 number? Because I want to talk about that. I'm actually going to write that down. Clips beat Spurs. Because I wanted to put it. Hey, thank you for the follow, Adam. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, I'm Kingston. I'm from Utah.
Kingston, my guy from Utah, and Kareem, thank you so much for the follow. Kingston in Utah, are you in Salt Lake City?
I am in Salt Lake City. I'm a Jazz fan.
Nice, dude. I have a crazy take on the Jazz. I think they're going to be a legit playoff team next season. I'm really high on the Jazz.
That was my hot take. I was going to say I think the Jazz are a top 3-4 seed next year.
Dude, Keontae George is going to be my favorite player in the league next year. I think he's going to win MIP. I think he's going to be in MVP consideration. He might be the scoring champion. Keontae George is a legit baller.
He's a dude. I mean, probably won't win MIP this year just because he's been out for so long, and that's just due to the tanking nature we have right now, which has also been interesting. But he's going to be our guard for the future for sure. And I saw so many people doubting him early in the year, saying he was inefficient, turnover prone. But he's really turned it up this year.
Yeah, he's been very, very good. Ace Bailey, I think, has gotten better as the season's gone on. And you guys are looking at probably a top 5 pick in this year's draft. You got to like where the Jazz are going. And you have an owner that's crazy about winning. That guy wants to win so bad.
Dude, our franchise is amazing. I mean, we're going to be one of the deepest teams in the league. I mean, if you think about it, we're going to get a top 5 pick, like you said, and we already have a stacked lineup. We're going to have probably Ace Bailey or that top 5 pick off the bench. And so, with Kessler coming back as well, I've heard some news that we're probably not going to sign back Nurk, which is kind of a disappointment. He's been great this season, but he's probably a little too expensive for us. We're going to be so deep. We got Bryce Sensabaugh off the bench. We got Kyle Filipowski, Cody Williams.
Yeah, Filipowski's been sneaky good for you guys. Dude, I really like the team. I think you're well coached. I think you got a great direction going forward over there in Utah. The question is, let's say you guys get any pick in the draft. You get 1 through 5, 1 through whatever. Who is the number 1 target that you want for the Jazz specifically?
Dude, it's got to be AJ. I mean, if you look at some of the other guys, it really has to do with how deep we are. I mean, we have Laurie, Kessler, and JJJ. That means there's not a lot of minutes for development for people like Carlos Boozer or Caleb Williams.
True.
And I mean, Darren Peterson, he has crazy stealing when it comes to scoring and his scoring potential. But what he needs is also a lot of touches with while sharing the court with guys like Laurie, Jaron, all the Keontae, of course. And so something that I think like would fit our team without needing a bunch of touches is AJ. I mean,
that's the thing right there is it's without a lot of touches. Because if they're like, hey, we should draft Acuff, I'm like, no, Acuff wants to shoot 40 times a game.
Yeah,
like you already have Keontae George. You have the shooter.
Yeah, I mean, we need someone who fits our team right now. And it's definitely going to be tough with all the depth we have. And so we need to make sure we pick someone who fits in and doesn't need a lot of touches.
I'm with you, dude. No, not a lot of touches, more defensive minded. I think the Jazz could be a legit threat next year. This year, though, a little bit different story. We do have some legit threats out of the West and out of the East. Can you just focus on the West for right now? Who do you think is going to be meeting in the Western Conference Finals? Do you think we're going to get chalk? Will it just be Thunder and Spurs?
The Western Conference Finals, that's so tough. I mean, the way that the playoff seeding is going on right now, I'm very interested because I think the best 4 teams in the West right now are the Timberwolves, Nuggets, Spurs, and OKC. But with the way that seeding is playing out, we might have some matchups that won't make those 4 teams come out of the first round. And so I do think Spurs and OKC are the obvious answer, but I've got to ride with the Nuggets. I think Nuggets will make another Western Conference appearance, probably. Yeah. I couldn't tell you between OKC or the Spurs, but whatever. I don't know how the bracket forms out, but whoever's on the opposite side of Denver is going to be there. If it's either OKC or the Spurs.
It's like terrifying watching Jokic play against your team. You're just like, oh, we're going to lose.
Like, dude, that man's unbelievable. And I'm so glad that right now we are just now becoming a playoff team because, you know, he's aging. And so we probably will be at the end of his career.
You got to hope, brother. Next year is going to be very fun for the Jazz. Kingston from Utah, this was a great call. I'm going to be doing live post-game shows after every single NBA postseason game. So if you want to do a live call-in after playoff games, I am your man. But, brother, anything else you wanted to say to the people on your way out?
Go Jazz.
Go Jazz. Kingston, God bless you. We'll talk to you soon, brother.
All right, thank you.
My guy Kingston, what an absolute G. A Utah Jazz fan with a capital J. Acuff will probably go to the Bucks. I can see that happening. I think the Bucks could definitely use a guy like Acuff. The Bucks need so much help, dude. Imagine having the best player in the universe and then him like leaving, and then you trade him. You're like, okay, bye. Because that's what Giannis is. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm a repeat caller. My name's Joe from Cleveland.
Joe from Cleveland. You're my third Cleveland caller today. I've asked all of them the same question. I probably asked you already, Joe. Week 1, who's going to be starting for the Browns? Shadur Sanders or Deshaun Watson?
So Watson's probably going to get it, but Monken should start Shadur Sanders because all that talking he said about, oh, I wanted to draft you in Baltimore, there was no point of that if you weren't going to start him in Cleveland.
Huh. Interesting. Are you high on Todd Monken?
Nah. I think we should have offered a different coach, but
okay,
it's whatever. As long as we don't got Stefanski, that dude was him and Tommy Reese was a little over there too. He was a little bad.
Yeah, Adam, that's so dope, dude. I always wonder how fans come to the show, and I scrolled across your FYP. I'm glad you're here. Joe, you're calling into the show. I've got NBA on. I got NHL news. I got some NFL stuff going on. What did you want to talk about today, brother?
I wanted to talk about the playoffs for NBA.
Hit me.
I don't know about this year because with the Hawks might make the playoffs this year. I don't know about this.
You don't think the Hawks deserve to make the playoffs?
I mean, I get it. They've been hot, but Maybe Trae Young was the problem for them.
Aren't the Cleveland Cavs are playing the Hawks right now as we speak?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're taking it to them. You said you just don't know about the playoffs this year. Like, what else do you not know about? What else is confusing you?
So my favorite team, the Cavs, they're kind of confusing because we can use, like Kingston, we just call it, we can lose to the Jazz on any night, and then we can like beat the Thunder. So it makes no sense because I don't know if James Harden will fall asleep in the playoffs like he always does, or he'll stay awake this year.
Yeah, what do we got to do to keep him awake? Do you got to like throw a Celsius his way or like a Bang Energy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Joe, keep going.
And I don't know if we're gonna turn into like a medical center like we always do in the playoffs. It's gonna be bad for us.
Joe, you're a writer at heart, bro. You are a good writer. I think you got some funny jokes too. You should think of doing stand up, bro.
And then I got one more thing.
Yeah, hit me, Joe.
So like U.S. Kingston, I think the Western Conference Finals will actually be the I think the Timberwolves beat. I think it's gonna be Timberwolves and Spurs.
You think it's gonna be Timberwolves and Spurs?
Yeah.
In the Western Conference Finals, do you think Wemby goes to the finals this year?
No, I think Anthony Edwards carries that team to one.
Wow, you think Ant-Man gets his first chip?
Yeah, and I think he takes all of his anger out trying to get to the finals from not getting the awards from that rule where if you have to play 65 games, I think he takes out all his anger and just go hams in the playoff.
Joe, when you want to, and what up, JD? Joe, when you want to take your anger out, when you're angry about something, how do you do it? How do you take your anger out?
Go play baseball.
Oh, you just hit the ball hard?
Yeah, just smack it out the park.
Just smack it out of the park a couple of times?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Joe, you're like an actual legend. Is it cool if I clip some of this out and put it on TikTok?
I don't care. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Do you have anything you want to say to the people on the way out, Joe? Because you're an electric caller, and I think you have great words of wisdom.
Yeah. Go follow Take Backs with Zach, and peace out.
And peace out. Joe, you're the man. Love when you call, bro. We'll see you again later, okay?
All right, bye.
Peace. My guy, Joe. What an unbelievable call. Guys, I pray every single day. Every single day before I start this show, I get on my hands and knees and I pray. And I pray for a few things. I pray for wisdom. I pray for good callers. And I pray to be surprised. Joe was all of those things. Joe was wise. Joe was a good caller. And Joe was surprising. Unbelievable. I can't wait to clip that paprika. Let's go, Joe. It's me, Adam. Amen. God is good, brother. Yes, sir. Jesus saved my life in many ways. Dennis Schroeder dribbling the ball up the court, handling the rock for Cleveland, who passes out to Evan Mobley. Faking at the top of the key, drives deep, misses the layup. Dyson Daniels with the rebound. The Hawks are going the other way. Jalen Johnson, pull-up three, brick off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Dean Wade. Back out to Spider Mitchell, who's going to slow things down. It's 39-38. Cleveland up one with 8.5 left in the second half. As Spider Mitchell drives, dumps to Mobley, dunk for 2. The Cleveland Cavaliers are now up 3. Dude, JD Walker, your Thunder destroyed my Lakers last night in what was a true old-fashioned NBA beatdown. It sucks watching my entire team just fall apart at the seams before the playoffs started. So, man. Being a fan of, like, a sports team is really hard. Being a fan of a sports team is really, really hard. I know everyone's dealing with issues right now. Gas is really expensive. ICE is, removing people from their homes and deporting them, and people are losing their jobs, and we're going to the moon. Good thing we're going to the moon, right? Dude, how bad must the Epstein files have been if we're like, hey, let's go to the moon and start a war with Iran? That's a super, super, super side note, by the way. Lego Franklin with the follow. Unbelievable stuff, bro. All those things are really hard, man. People are dealing with illness and sickness and chronic health issues. Some people have cancer. Some people are estranged from their families. Man, it's tough out there, dude. But I don't know if anybody knows how tough it is to be a Lakers fan. I don't know. Like, all those things are really tough. Like being poor, being sick, having bad health, being hopeless, being homeless, getting deported. All of that stuff is really, really, really horrible and tragic, and I want to pray for all those people. But I don't know if those people know what it's like to be a Lakers fan. Because being a Lakers fan right now is the hardest thing in the universe. I'm still out here every single day repping this team. I put on TikTok Live like a buffoon, like a dingus. What's up, Minty Winter? Blessings to you, dog. You're at the top of the pyramid, bro. I'm the base. Get up on to that thing. Hope I do better. To have the hope and the elation as Lil Dirt 512 hits us with the big FOLLOW on the purple app. We call that Twitch.
Rest in peace, my granny, she got hit by a bazooka. Yeah.
Thank you, Lil Dirt. That means a lot, bro. Thank you for the follow. That means a ton. Junior Blackie, too. Everybody's hurt. We only have a 41-year-old LeBron. And we don't even have him anymore. We don't even have him anymore. The worst part is the hope, okay? How do you really break somebody's heart? Filling them up with self-esteem and hope and belief that this is going to last forever. And then you pull the rug out from underneath them. It's what happened with me. It's what happened with all Lakers fans across the world, okay? What happened was, this was a team that stunk. Everyone was like, we're horrible, we're bad. At the trade deadline, we sucked. LeBron had sciatica. We were better without LeBron. And then we were better with Bron. And then I had legit Lakers fans telling me that Nico Harrison was a smart dude. Spit all over the mic. That's gross. At one point in the season, Lakers fans were telling me Nico Harrison was smart for trading Luka Doncic, and we're not able to win with Luka. And then Luka went on the biggest tear that we've ever seen in the NBA. He was averaging 43 points at one point this season. 50-point games were easy looking for him. 20-point first quarters were a given for Luka Doncic. Austin Reeves was clicking. LeBron James looked like the best third option in the league. DeAndre Ayton was playing good basketball. Jackson Hayes was playing decent. Vanderbilt never touched the floor. DNP coached the decision every night. There's something going on between him and JJ for sure. Everything was going so well. We went on a crazy road trip during Grammys week, and we won a bunch of games. We looked fantastic doing so. We had a crazy back-to-back in which we beat the Rockets in back-to-back games at their home stadium. And the Lakers were looking good. We were riding really, really high. Laker Nation was on top of the world. And then we went to Oklahoma City, and we played the Thunder. And we lost Luka. And we lost AR. We're losing LeBron. And all hope is now gone for Lakers fans. It sucks. Lil Dirt said Nuggets, Cavs, Jokic wins his second ring after SGA steals his should be 6th straight MVP. Honestly, Lil Dirt, in my head, if you average a triple-double, which is like, there's not a whole lot of stats in sports where it's like, this stat just means you had an amazing game. Like if I say there's not that equivalent in football, right? You need multiple things to be like, he had a crazy game. If someone has a triple-double, that means they had an unbelievable game. When a guy averages a triple-double, he should be the MVP in my opinion. The Lakers may fire JJ Redick. I don't know. Lakers meet 2, fire F. I don't know what you're saying, Junior Blackie. I respect you as a human being. God bless you. It wouldn't be so bad if this is what the entire season looked like. And we're like, well, next year, LeBron won't be here and Bronny won't be here and we'll move on and we'll somehow be able to move Jackson Hayes for pieces, or someone will want Jared Vanderbilt really bad. Luke Kennard is nice, right? It'd be okay if it was just like hopeless throughout the entire time. But to be propped up on this propaganda machine of, hey, the Lakers are actually really, really good at basketball, and then so suddenly, so quickly, we're horrible. It's hard, dude. OT, thank you for the follow. That means a lot. It really, really does. Gabe Vincent's 3 for 3 from 3, has 9 points right now as Atlanta has ballooned up to a 5-point lead. They just got another rebound defensively. Nickeil Alexander-Walker's running the point for Atlanta. Pulls up from 3. Off the top of the glass. Jared Allen rebounds out to James Harden. We're going to call right now. Let's take it. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Alex from Denver, Colorado.
Dude, there he is. My guy. Like, literally, Alex, I wrote down on my notes. You can't even see it, but I wrote your area code and then your name for me to remember it. And then I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
But we just had someone, Lil Dirt 512, jumped into the chat. I don't know if this is you, but he said he has Nuggets and Cavs meeting in the finals. He said Jokic wins his second ring and what should be his 6th straight MVP. It just seems like a conversation right now that everyone wants to have about SGA and Luka, but no one is considering the fact, or Wemby and SGA, no one's considering the fact that Jokic is probably the most deserving of the award.
I agree. I think Jokic is the most deserving. I mean, if you think about it, like my definition of it a true MVP is if you take that player off that team, what will the Nuggets look like? I mean, Jamal Murray, he's good when Nikola Jokic is there. Nikola Jokic is off the court. I don't know. Murray's the best player that he could possibly be. And I think if you take Wemby off the Spurs, the Spurs, I thought they would still be good. I mean, they got De'Aaron Fox. So I feel like that's just the thing. I mean, the only thing that the Spurs would lose is their defense. If you take SGA off OKC, well, OKC, they got Chet Holmgren. I mean, they got a lot of guys. They're loaded. So that's what I'm thinking. If you take Nikola off, I say Nikola deserves it. That's what a true MVP is.
Alex, we were talking earlier with someone about Stan Kroenke, and like Stan Kroenke legit has an opportunity with how good the Avs are and how good the Rams are, and with the Nuggets having the best player in the world, we look at Stan Kroenke potentially winning in all 3 sports, dude. Is he the best owner alive?
I mean, I would say yes. That's a yes-no, I think, question. I think there's some things. I mean, Stan Kroenke, he really doesn't own the Nuggets and the Avs. I mean, a lot of people say he does. He does help out, but it's mainly his son who's running the Nuggets and the Avs right now. He's been running the Nuggets and the Avs since 2014. So I'll say it's more of Josh Kroenke than Stan. But Stan does hop in a lot of the times. But Stan's he's so far, his operations with the Nuggets and the Avs are kind of going away. But he also does own the Rabbits, the Mammoth. He owns, I think, like 75% of the Colorado teams here, except like the Rockies, girls team, the soccer, and I can't think of the name. Okay, and then the Broncos. He doesn't own those teams, but he does have ties with the Broncos ownership group.
That's the Walmart. They're the Walmart people, right?
Yep, he has ties with them, and he told them to buy the Broncos, and they have ties. So that's the ties right there. But I do think Stan Kroenke arguably is one of the best owners out there. I mean, you're going to have to debate about Robert Kraft. I mean, he was a good owner. I mean, he is maybe up there as one of the best owners. He turned around a Patriots team for being not the best franchise. Jerry Jones, that's another guy. But, I mean, also there's another ownership group I feel like that's on its rise. I mean, Magic Johnson. I feel like that's a guy.
Yeah.
He owns the Dodgers. They just got
stake,
I think it's in the Lakers group. So,
yeah.
That's another ownership group I got.
Dude, shout out to Magic Johnson. Shout out to HIV. Awareness. The Rockies are 6-6, and they just beat the Astros 9-1. Maybe the Astros stink, but are the Rockies like potentially like sneaky decent?
I mean, they could be a sneaky team. I mean, I think they just surprised everybody here in Colorado. Everybody's just shocked about how that they're winning. Honestly, I think they kind of deserve it. I mean, this team had, I think, one of the hardest schedules in Major League Baseball. They had to deal with the Blue Jays. I mean, the Marlins look like they're back.
Yeah.
Baseball, so, I mean, there's some teams that are bad that look like they're back, which it doesn't make sense. What a year in sports. You have the Sabres who make a playoff spot.
Yes.
And now you could possibly have the Rockies make a playoff spot. And maybe even the Marlins.
In basketball, you have the Charlotte Hornets are potentially going to be a playoff team. The Golden State Warriors now stink, and a 41-year-old LeBron James is the number 1 scoring option on the playoff team Lakers.
What a year in sports.
What a year in sports. Alex, you're the absolute man. I'm going to say this to you real quick. And, Jay Sats, Cincinnati Reds World Series soon. I'm friends with Matt McClain, dude. I'm a big Reds guy. Alex, you need to start either a TikTok or an Instagram or a Twitter. You got to start delivering sports takes, dude, because you have good knowledge and you need to be good at this. And I want to be able to say after our calls, like, hey, everyone go follow Alex but I don't know if you have a Twitter. So you got to set that stuff up, dude, because you got a real voice to yourself.
I do.
You do?
It's a lot of work to set it up. Like, I already have it set up. I just haven't made a post yet. I've only made like one post about Shedeur Sanders throwing his like first touchdown pass. I just did a practice post. It was in the preseason. I thought that was a stupid post I made, but I haven't really started to yet because I'm doing my high school PR work for Mount Vista High School. So I've got to do a lot of work out there, just covering their Instagram, their TikTok, their YouTube page up there. But I mean, I am going to try and do it this summer. I think that's my goal. That's my
I absolutely think it should be your goal. My point of view is interesting. I used to work for comedian Trevor Wallace. He does a bunch of videos and stuff online, and he's a big comedian.
Oh, yeah.
I used to be his full-time producer for 3 years and his tour manager, so I was constantly working for someone else's dream, which was awesome, and I love Trevor to death. He's a brother of mine. But once you start working and putting your own stuff out there, man, you have an ownership. You care about it so much. I just encourage you to keep living this dream and to post stuff because you're really, really talented, dog.
Oh, thank you so much. I think you're really, really talented. I really think, hey, if you want to come out to Colorado, man, I could maybe hook you up with a job or two. Maybe it depends on how the stakes of the radio world are out here.
Absolutely. I will. I'm in need of some dollars, bro. So I will keep you posted. Alex from Colorado, you're the absolute man. We'll talk to you soon. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Zach.
All right. Peace. Dietz, what up, Dietz? Are you actually Dietz? I know a guy named Dietz. If that's you, Skibbity Tax 0506. What up, dog? Mr. Kitty is back. Noah asked, can I call you? The phone lines are now open. It's 213-352-5216. I'm really liking this new format that I got on TikTok. I think I'm going to improve the graphic a little bit, and we should get some more engagement. But right now, so far, so good. Giannis Antetokounmpo's in the chat, guys. Holy crap. Guys, Giannis Antetokounmpo is in the chat.
Rest in peace, my granny, she got hit by a bazooka.
Can't believe it. He said Hornets over Detroit. Dude, question mark. Yeah, I do. I just don't think Detroit has like a true number 2 scoring option. I think they'll get exposed offensively. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Name's Chris, calling from Kansas at the moment.
Chris, Kansas at the moment. Were you born and raised in Kansas?
Born and raised in California.
Nice, dog. I'm in a OC. What part of California?
Yeah, me too. Matter of fact, we actually worked at a certain burger joint back in the day, and he told me, if the job's worth doing, get it done right. So I sprayed them potato room walls extra nice,
OMG, Chris, are you kidding me? Worked at In-N-Out Burger together, dude.
Yes, sir. How's it been, man?
Dog, it's so good to hear from you. Are you still with the company?
Kind of, sort of. Currently playing some college football at the moment, so whenever I come home on break, I'll work a few shifts here and there. So yeah, I guess say so, but it's not really in a full-time capacity,
Where are you playing ball?
Just got done with my last season last fall at Southwestern College out in Kansas.
Nice, dude. You're in Kansas right now, though. Are you still at that school?
Yeah. I graduate in May, so I'm just finishing up a couple classes here and coming back home, and I'll coach. I got a college coaching gig lined up over in San Bernardino, so that's the loose plan.
That's going to be so awesome. Chris, it's so good to hear from you, bro.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's crazy that we were at 59 together. Did you just stumble? Did I just stumble across your FYP?
Dude, yeah. So I saw you talking some sports,
Yeah.
And saw you had the number posted on the Instagram. So I figured, hey, might as well give it a call. Never been on the radio before.
Dude, that is so awesome, Chris. My brother, that's so awesome. Well, dog, you're calling into the show. We can play catch up all day, but I would love to just know, do you have any hot takes for us as we're on the hot take hotline?
Hot take for sports specifically.
Well, are you more into football or basketball? Or baseball?
Football for sure. Football for sure. I don't think this is a hot take. I think the NBA is kind of a dying product. You know. I don't think that one's a hot take, but
college
definitely
football.
More into football.
College football gets way more views and like eyeballs than the NBA. Obviously, college football is it's probably my favorite sport. You're someone who played it specifically. A lot of people are up in arms over the transfer portal. As someone who lived that life and played as a college athlete, do you want the transfer portal to be open like it is, or do you think this whole new rule of you can only transfer once in a 5-year period is good for the sport?
You know, I think that how it is right now, there's obvious need for change. You know, haven't seen it firsthand. You know, it's pretty crazy out there. Most guys get recruited through Twitter.
Whoa!
Bounce around. Sorry, X. Sorry about that. Most guys are getting recruited online, and kind of what comes with that. You know, there's actually a case at the previous Division II football team I was on. Kid uses fake film to get out of the transfer portal and you know, try and get to his next college, and it worked out. You know, he gets a scholarship and gets stuff paid for, and that wasn't based on how good he was at the sport. You know,
wait, fake film like he doctored the footage, or it was a different guy?
Yeah, there was a little bit of that. There was a little bit of you know, he used film from a guy that was 6'3" and that had worn his high school number 2 years before him or something like that. And you know, I was sitting with my defensive coordinator in the office one day, and we were watching this film. Like, hey, where did it go wrong? And you know, I kind of pointed out, yeah, that guy's 6'3", and you go to the next clip, and that guy's 5'9", so something ain't adding up, you know.
That's
you know,
crazy.
Cases, yeah, there's cases like that.
And you've got coaches who are DMing guys online and like promising a bunch of stuff and not coming through with promises too.
Yeah, you know, I think that it's all shady. It's all you know, kind of who you know, and I think that it hurts the you know, developmental aspect of college football. I don't know if you saw Tom Brady talking about this, but he says, you know, we're not developing our players anymore. We just want to pay whoever performs the best and, you know, get him on that 1-year contract. And, you know, I think that's horrible for the sport. You know, you don't learn how to play football with, you know, it's a team game. You know, you can plug in and plug out guys, but at the end of the day, it's a team effort that wins a football game. And, you know, not a real team vibe going on when this guy's getting $5 million and this guy's just scraping by, you know. So it's a difficult spot, but I think that there's need for improvement, there's room for improvement, and I also think that the NCAA is a crooked organization and run by bureaucrats, and that's change too. So I got a lot of opinions on this, but you know, that's the general go of it.
Chris, such good stuff, man. Are you okay with me posting some of that on TikTok? Because you have a great insight.
Yeah, no problem, man. I got to get going. I was just messing around see if we can answer, but yeah.
This is
no
awesome.
problem with that.
Chris, thank you so much, bro. It's so good to hear from you again, man. Feel free to DM me.
Yes, sir. We'll do. Good luck with the show, man. All the best.
Thanks, dog. All right, peace.
All right.
That's crazy, bro. Someone I used to work with just called into the show. And Oreo the cat is on his way back. If I can, I'm going to call in when I get home. Oreo, no press, bro. But would love to see it. CCU. That's actually very funny. If Heat keep it to a defensive game, they definitely could beat the Pistons. The Heat would get swept by the Pistons. I'm sorry. J Stacks then says, by the Pistons with no Cade Cunningham and can't beat top 10 teams consistently. CCU now says, Cade is back. What are you talking about? We're going at it in the chat right now. J Sat, have you called in yet to the show? I do have a 1 call per show rule. And then CCU, if you want to call into the show, I think you just jumped in. Feel free to call into the show. As we finish off this show, can I request a song? Yeah, Mr. Kitty, request a song. Do it, brother. Something with guitar, though. Something that I can play for you. Because if it's not something that I can play on guitar, then I just can't do it. I wish I knew how to play piano, but I do not know how to play the piano. We have about 45 minutes left in the show. I've called you before like 4 times. I think not today, though. Okay. What's your name? Where do you call from? So I can remember. Jog my memory, brother. Take my memory on a jog, please, bro. Take my memory out for dinner. Adam Matthew Hansen sent a rose. I don't know. I don't even know if I have appropriate music for that. That works. That works. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. Please mute the stream in the background. Keep it clean and let the people know your name and where you're calling from.
What's up, bro? This is Kindon from Dallas, Texas.
My guy Kindon from Dallas, Texas. Great caller on the show. He has a great TikTok. We'll start that out at the end of the call, of course. Brother, the national championship has come and gone. I feel like a fool for not taking Michigan.
Yeah. They were my picks since day one. I'm a Michigan fan ever since 2018. In 2018 March Madness, my dad said we should pick a team because he didn't go to college. So
okay.
I was like, all right, cool. I watched the Houston-Michigan game. Jordan Poole with a game-winning shot. I said I'm a Michigan fan for life.
There you go. You're just like, yeah, I'm going to take that team.
Say it again?
You're like, yeah, I'm going to take that team. And then now you are what you are, which is a national champion. Things are good up in Michigan, bro.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, like, I've seen some dark days of Michigan, and what Dusty May has done to this program is actually ridiculous.
Yeah, they look really, really good. It's the best team in Michigan history. Is this team better than the Fab Five?
Oh, 1,000,000%. Fab Five didn't win it. Yeah,
Fab Five didn't win it.
That.
Yeah, straight up.
Like,
watching the Michigan team, obviously Lindenberg pops out, and he's probably going to be the highest drafted player on this team. Am I crazy to think that Cadeau was the best player for Michigan? Although Lindenberg's a better basketball player. For this team, what they needed, what Cadeau brought to the team was he ended up being, for me, the best player on this Michigan team in the end.
Honestly, I think Yaks, he was just so hurt. He just wasn't himself. His whole game is just getting big and bodying the guy in the paint and getting a little floater or dunk.
Mm-hmm.
And he just couldn't get to those spots. And I think I don't think he should have played in that game, to be honest with you. I don't think he was really I don't think he was healthy enough to really play in the game. If that was a regular season game, he would not have played. No doubt.
He didn't seem healthy at all.
Yeah, honestly, the thing about Michigan is that they played a terrible game. That was a bad game of basketball for Michigan, and they won.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
I think honestly, Elliot Cadeau, he's so good.
Yeah.
I mean, I was not a huge fan of him at the beginning of the season just because he was not shooting the ball well. But honestly, I think Ade Mara, he did not play well either. But Ade Mara, I think, is really overall was the game changer for Michigan this whole season.
Dog, I look at Ade Mara, and if I'm a team in the West that has to play through Victor Wembanyama to get to a finals, why would you not want Ade Mara on your team? He seems like he's 7'4". He can actually guard Victor. He seems decent on his feet. He might not be the best scoring option in the league, but if I'm a team in the West, I want that guy on my team really bad.
I know. I feel like that's a guy you can really get in the 20 to 30 range, 15 to 30 range. He can drop in the draft. I think if a good team picks up Ade Mara, I think we should be worried.
Yeah, I'm absolutely with you. Someone wants me to. Someone asked to request a song, and they requested "Trap Queen" by Fetty Wap. So I'm very just shook and thrown off by that. Kindon, the NBA playoffs start next week. The play-ins are going on. I have advancing from the play-ins of the East. I have the Hornets and I have the Sixers. And out of the West, I have the Blazers and the Clippers. The biggest one out of the West is watching this Warriors team. I feel like this Warriors team is just absolutely cooked, dude.
I agree. I'm a Warriors fan, and
oh wow,
yeah, my dad's from Oakland, so
okay.
All formerly Oakland teams now, Raiders, Warriors, A's. But yeah, I think that the Warriors team is for sure cooked, and I think they're locked in as a 10 seed. Hopefully, we lose the first play-in game, and we can pull what the Mavericks did last year and get the number 1 overall pick. I think if we get a top 5 pick, I think we have a 4 or 5 5% chance of a top 5 pick. That changed the game for the Warriors. Like, the Warriors don't really have a young guy they can rely on for the future. No. And I think anybody in the top 5 that could be that. Like, if it's Darius Acuff, if it's Houston Fleming, Darren Peterson, Cameron. I really don't Karen Boozer, but any of those guys, I think will be like a great pickup for the Warriors. But yeah, they're definitely cooked. And I would have to agree on your play-in picks, Hornets, Sixers especially.
Yeah. The Warriors specifically, though, do you trust them to develop talent? Because the first-round pick since 2019, it's Jordan Poole, James Wiseman, Jonathan Kuminga, Pat Baldwin, and Podziemski, and only one of those guys is still on your team. Do you trust this front office or Steve Kerr to develop whatever pick you get?
Sorry to correct you, but Moses Moody was also a first-round pick that's currently on the team. But,
You're right. Moses Moody, I missed him on the list.
But, like, I honestly, like, no. Honestly, no. I think Steve Kerr isn't the greatest at doing that. He hasn't done that with anybody. I think Steve Kerr, because before Steve Kerr, it was, what's his name? Mark Jackson.
Yeah.
Mark Jackson developed Curry, Clay, Draymond.
Yes, and Draymond.
Steve Kerr's never developed anybody.
No, he hasn't. And Jordan Poole was like the closest thing to true development, and then Draymond Green assaulted him. And with that punch, dude, that punch meant so much more than him getting traded. Jordan Poole was supposed to be the guy that allowed Steph to gracefully, to age gracefully, and Steph not have to carry the offensive load. But Jordan Poole got punched in the face and he was gone. And with that, all of the architecture for the Warriors went with it, in my opinion.
Also, it's just like I was looking at a stat. This is actually ridiculous. I was looking at a post. I forgot, maybe 2023 or 2021, maybe. This is the Warriors guard room. They had Steph Curry, Jordan Poole, Ty Jerome, Dante DiVincenzo, and Ryan Rollins.
Those are all starters.
And really good ones at that.
Yeah.
Ty Jerome is hooping. Ryan Rollins is, oh my gosh, he's so good. He's the only reason this Bucks team is like anything. Him and Ousmane Dieng, actually. But yeah, it's ridiculous. Dante DiVincenzo, great player. Ty Jerome, good player. Jordan Poole obviously went crazy last night after 3 straight DNPs. So
the Jordan Poole one is so strange because there was talks when you guys won that finals. Like, I know Steph Curry ended up winning it in 2022, but there were talks earlier in the series that, like, hey, Jordan Poole might be the finals MVP here for this team.
Yeah, I missed that Poole, man. That was different. It was insane. It was so fun to watch.
It was. It was awesome. Brother, the other side of basketball in the East, I've got the Hornets and the Sixers getting through. I even have the Hornets like going on and winning their first round matchup against the Pistons, which is just absolutely crazy, but I needed to pick an upset and I went with that one. I'm really high on this Hornets team, especially this year. I think they can make a run. Of any of the play-in teams, I think the Hornets or the Clippers are the teams that I look at as like can potentially make an actual run at this thing.
I honestly really like the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah.
Just like Paul George resurgence. Joel Embiid still playing really well. And then like Maxey, obviously, Edgecombe. Like, I don't know. I like what the Sixers have, but I don't know. I like the Hornets too. Con Knippel. Who do you think wins Rookie of the Year? You think Coop got it locked in?
I think Cooper Flagg's the better player. I think Con Knippel's probably had a better season. I just hate when we get to these individual awards. The people are like, well, we got to consider the team too. And so since the Hornets are playing better basketball, people want to give it to Con Knippel. Bro, it's an individual award. It's not about wins, in my opinion. I think Cooper Flagg's the better player, but I think Con Knippel has had the better season, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, I think they should. If it was up to me, I would do co-Rookie of the Year. Honestly,
let's do it, dude. It's to 2 American-born white kids too. That's like the craziest thing in the universe.
Yeah, how did those guys not win it all?
Duke last year.
Huh?
Duke last year?
Yeah, how did they not win it all?
I don't know, dude. But like Colin Knible was not this last year. I even was watching Cooper Flagg in college, and I was like, yeah, he's good. I don't know if I'm like blown away impressed by him. He got better in the league. Like 3 weeks after being with Kyrie Irving as his teammate, he just like became a legit like beast hooper.
Yeah. I mean, look at that team. Like that, I don't know. That team is that. I like that Duke team was good, man. They had 5 NBA players, probably 6 future NBA players.
Yeah, John Shire, man. John Shire's a great coach. He's a good recruiter. Will Duke put it together? We will see. Brother Kindon, let the people know where to follow you on TikTok because Kindon makes some really, really good content if you guys want to stay up on some hoops.
Yes, sir. At D1 Kindon on all platforms.
Yes, sir. Kindon was a hooper himself. He's worked with some G League guys. He knows what it's all about. Kindon, thanks for calling to the show, bro. We'll talk to you again soon, all right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, peace.
Go Blue.
Go Blue. Big Michigan fan in here. Juan Smoove is in here. So Quinn is in Twitch right now, and he wanted to ask a question. He said, what's a normal number of poops to take in a week? PV says at least 7. Some people you're either going to say 7 or 14. I'm in between 7 and 14. You should be pooping once a day. And then, but more than twice a day is really, really aggressive. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ widescreen radio. Please mute the stream in the background. Keep it clean and let the people know your name and where you're calling from.
I'm Nate. I'm calling from St. Louis, Missouri.
Nate from Missouri. Can I just tell you something real quick, Nate, before we get into your call? There's been a lot of talk this year about NBA expansion, and everyone's kind of voting on whether it's Seattle or Vegas. I wanted to let you know I was vehemently pro St. Louis or Kansas City getting a pro team before Vegas did because you guys deserve one. You're basketball country. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, seeing the locals around here, I definitely wouldn't mind seeing a NBA team in St. Louis. They definitely deserve one, but I do think Vegas and Seattle are going to be the outcomes just from a money standpoint and the iconic Supersonics.
Yeah, and it just sucks, though, because, like, St. Louis, that's a good sports town. They love their Blues. They love their Cardinals. They really loved the Rams, and they loved the Hawks when they were there. But, you know, we can just argue about it all day and get sad. But, brother, you're calling into the show, Nate from Missouri. What did you want to talk about today?
I had some NBA hot takes for you. Looking at your chart, I came across it in TikTok. So
hit me.
So I wanted to dispute your opinion. Looking at your chart here, I think you're disrespecting the Suns a little bit. I think they can rock some trouble up in the West here.
Yeah, the Suns. The one reason I am slightly nervous about that take is because they're 2 home games. And the Suns are much better at home than they are on the road. It's more of like Kawhi Leonard is legit having like one of the best seasons that he's had since like COVID, basically. The Clippers are so good, and Kawhi's playing out of his mind right now. So that one is more like I just think the Clippers are going to win that game. The next one is where I think the Suns could potentially win is against the Trailblazers. I don't know, man. The Suns just in their last 15 games they've beat one team with a winning record. I went through their entire record with the guys on the show, and like the last time they won a road game against a playoff team was like January 20th. So I don't know how well they'll do against the best competition, but out of the play-in, sure, I could feel that.
Here I might be wrong, but hot take is a hot take. I could see the Suns beating the Clippers beating the Blazers, and I could see a potential series where the Clippers take Thunder in 6. And I think the Suns could take the Spurs to like 6 or 7.
Wow. I think the Clippers could.
I don't believe in as strong as the Thunder and Spurs as people say they are. I don't think they're going to win, but the fact that people think, it's just going to be a sweep out the first round, I think is a little embarrassing, or not embarrassing, but it's a little mean to the Suns and the Clippers because they've been playing great basketball right now.
They have been. It's disingenuous. Like, this is a team that's in the West. They've played the Spurs. They've played the Thunder. They know what that competition is like. I don't think there's going to be any sweeps in the Western Conference playoffs at all. I think everything will go 5 or 6 games at a minimum because all those teams are really solid.
And out East, I have a genuine exact swap of your East picks.
Nice.
I think I have the Pistons, Hawks, Raptors. Oh, I still have the Celtics. So Pistons, Raptors, and Hawks and Celtics. And I have the Raptors making the Eastern Conference Final.
Wow.
Which a lot of people disrespect the Raptors. I don't know if it's just the team isn't fully there yet. They're still rebuilding after a terrible last season. But I'm a believer in Scotty Barnes, Brandon Ingram, RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickley. I feel like that team is just better equipped for the playoffs than the Knicks has because they've choked it a lot recently.
And this Knicks team has been so inconsistent, dude. I've seen them play incredible basketball against the Celtics and against the Pistons and the Thunder and some really, really good teams. I've also seen them like lose games in overtime to like Memphis Grizzlies. Like the Knicks can lose to anybody and can beat anybody. So I'm with you. Brandon Ingram's having an incredible season. Scotty Barnes has been great. RJ Barrett has been solid. Like Scotty Barnes was getting like legit all-star talk in the beginning of the season. He's a good basketball player, dude. I like Grady Dick on this team. I think he should get some more minutes in the playoffs. Quickly's a great ball handler. So it's a really, really good Toronto team that nobody talks about. The other thing, playing at Toronto in the playoffs, that's a tough barn to get a win in.
Exactly. And I just don't think the Raptors have been getting any media looking at them recently just because it's the East. Everyone likes to crap on the East and say it's an easy conference. And they're also just that Canadian team that doesn't really get the recognition as the other bigger teams.
They don't. I think we have an American bias, and then we don't talk about it. I mean, when they won it in 2019 with Claw, like no one was talking about the Raptors, and then they just came out and they're like, oh, they're clearly the best team in basketball. Just no one talked about them. But yeah, I'm with you on Toronto. Have you been to Toronto before?
I've been to a Toronto game before, yes. Like you mentioned, the atmosphere is insane.
Yes. Is Toronto the farthest you've been from Missouri?
Well, I'm not from Missouri originally. I've just traveled a lot.
Nice.
But from Missouri for basketball, if you're asking, I would say probably, yeah.
Yeah. Are you military? Why do you travel so much?
Just family and their jobs growing up, so.
Nice. Was your dad in the service?
No, my grandpa was, but my parents have been just mainly business owners, so.
Nice, dude. Traveling is really cool. So you've seen a lot of the country. Top 3 places that you would want to live if you were like had kids and a wife and you're like, this is where we're planting down, this is going to be home. What would be like 3 places in America that most people wouldn't think of as like a great place to raise a family and like live life?
Definitely Nashville or the suburbs around it.
Yes.
Very beautiful. All 4 seasons. You get your walkable city. You have destinations nearby. The people are great. Obviously there's the tax benefits and etc. But
yeah,
Nashville is definitely up there. If we're staying domestically, I think, you can never go wrong with a good, like grounded Midwest town. You can go with Milwaukee. You can go with
Milwaukee rocks.
St. Louis, Kansas City, any sort of Midwest town that's maybe nearby a bigger city.
Yes,
they're definitely solid. And then I think the best one is, I think everybody's moving there right now, but Houston, Dallas, Austin, any of those Texas cities have just been growing crazily from people coming from California or New York or Chicago or anywhere.
Texas is on. I'm from LA, so like, yeah, everyone's leaving LA to go to Austin. And I do not blame them at all. Brother, Nate from Missouri, St. Louis specifically, thank you for calling into the show, dog. We're going to be doing live nightly post-game shows for the NBA playoffs. So, yeah, please tune in, follow, and call back.
Last thing I'll leave with you and your viewers is Brad Stevens is the greatest GM of all time.
I can't argue that. I can't. He's unbelievable, dude. He's been so good for that team, constructing that roster. It's a bunch of dudes on that team that nobody wanted. Baylor Shireman, all these dudes, Pritchard, and he's turned them into Jordan Walsh, dude. And he's turned them into legit NBA products, man. He's unbelievable. That Celtics organization, top 1%.
Appreciate it.
Of course, bro. Talk to you soon. Peace. Mr. Kitty is back, and Oreo the cat is in the chat right now. What's the website called when you make these? Declan, I made this in Photoshop. I'm an actual editor. I edit and make graphics for a living for a Christian company called Global Christian Relief. Shout out to them. I'm an editor full time. That's my day job. But this is a screenshot from NBA.com. I'll show you right now, actually. This is a screenshot from NBA.com. So this is what it looks like. And then let me just make sure that you can see this. Yeah, so you can see it in the bottom of the screen. This is a screenshot of this, and then I just overlaid some rectangles on it. Super easy. You could probably do it on your phone if you have an iPhone, maybe. Thunder GM, undoubtedly the best GM, said Keyshawn. Sam Presti, yeah, I mean, he's really, really good. The Celtics might, if they go to the finals again, they'd be 3 in 4 years, so I'd kind of lean towards the Celtics. It does. Jay Stacks and Jay Sat, bro. Thank you for being a part of the show, man. You've been here all day. You've been an absolute warrior with me. We only have 24 minutes left on the show, and you have been here the whole time. You are awesome. Brad Stevens, the best GM in basketball when Sam Presti exists, is a crazy, crazy take, but I don't think he's wrong. When you consider the development that the Celtics have as well, here's the thing. Sam Presti might be taking better players who are just NBA ready now, but Brad Stevens is taking players that they can develop into all NBA players. Like Baylor Shireman, Jordan Walsh, Hugo Gonzalez, Neemias Queta, all of these dudes get drafted to any other team. They're G Leaguers, and they suck, and they never see the light of day. Okay? I'm pretty sure the guys that Sam Presti is drafting would play on other teams. Isaiah Joe, Cason Wallace, AJ Mitchell, all those guys are going to play on other teams and be good, right? Don't talk to me about Chet Holmgren being a good pick. He was number 2 overall, okay? J-Dub was a top 5 pick. Out of here. He obviously didn't miss on those picks. He didn't draft Zachary Richarchet, but yeah, Sam Hauser. Crazy. Keyshawn Durant, Harden, Westbrook, Shea for prime Paul George, and Jalen Williams, and some more. I think, so he flipped Paul George for Shea in the picks. Westbrook got flipped for more picks. Harden got flipped for picks. Durant did not. Durant got, he signed there in free agency. The notable names that Sam Presti flipped for picks that didn't do anything anywhere else, Big Perk, we see him all over our TV. And Serge Ibaka got flipped for picks as well. The fact that the Thunder are still drafting based off of those trades that he made, man, it might go down as the greatest move in professional sports. Can the Paul George trade potentially be the greatest move in professional sports? Obviously, the Clippers didn't win anything with PG-13, but it put them on a map, and it got them Kawhi, because Kawhi's not going there unless PG says yes, okay? It got them Kawhi. And if Kawhi does something this year with the team, man, this is a Pistons team that has been shrouded in controversy the entire season. If you remember, this is the same Pistons team that is being accused by Pablo Torre of Meadowlark Media, of Dan Le Batard's show's Meadowlark Media, of circumnavigating the salary cap by creating these fake companies that go bankrupt called Aspire. That's a company that plants trees, by the way. Hiring Kawhi Leonard as a spokesperson for Aspire and paying him $37 million, and he never appears one time in any sort of promotional activity for Aspire. Steve Ballmer is part owner of Aspire, of this company that pays Kawhi Leonard $37 million to do nothing for them. That's where the season started for the Clippers. The season for the Clippers started with a team that was 6-21. They cut Chris Paul, rattled off 6 straight wins, and now are 3 games above 500. They're a better team than Phoenix. This is a team that traded James Harden, that traded Ivanka Zubac. This is a team that at the deadline we're like, oh, they're sellers at the deadline. This team looks pretty darn good. Trevin is in here. It's Nate is in here. Let's get some follows, guys. If you're in here to not follow, please hit the follow button as I take this caller. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. Please, brother, what is your name and where are you calling from?
What's up, man? It's Quinn from North Carolina, and it's been a hot minute since I've called in, man.
Quinn, it's been a minute. Were you more of a football season guy?
Kinda. I just been busy with other stuff, but I watched most of March Madness, and hey,
Yeah.
you might know I'm a big Michigan fan, and I picked them to win, so I'm happy there.
Dude, they are so clearly the best team in the nation. Usually when we get a natty, like this year, Indiana was clearly the best team in the nation, but some people are like, Miami could have won that game. There was no shot anybody was beating Michigan in this tournament.
No, you think it's the best Michigan team ever?
Yeah, I mean, the Fab Four was really, really good. They had good players, but they didn't win. This team did.
Well, I mean, they won, then they got them taken away, but,
Well, yeah. Dude, this Michigan team is unbelievable. I think they have a ton of talent. They have guys that are going to play in the NBA, but Dusty May just seems to be a great coach, dude. I think you have a great future at Michigan, too.
I mean, you think he'll stay?
Dusty?
Yeah.
I think he will. What other program would he go to? You know, North Carolina job got taken. The only other teams out there that are like a better school than Michigan would be like I said, the Duke and the North Carolina and Kansas and Kentucky. But I don't think he leaves Michigan for Kentucky.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm a little traumatized from the football coach situation. You know, I'm like,
yes,
I'm like on edge. You know.
Yeah. Are you a big college football guy? Because that's my favorite sport.
Yeah. I'd say yeah.
Yeah, Bryce Underwood is everything that you should care about. I know the new coach from Utah, he's a good coach. You're going to win some football games that you didn't expect to win. You're going to upset some teams big time this year, so be ready for that. But you're going to be dogs to most of the teams you play. I think Bryce Underwood is a great product. I think he can put it all together. Where are you at right now with the quarterback situation at Michigan?
I think that kind of like we were, it's like a little upgrade from last season. We're still rebuilding. We lost so many people to the draft, and then the coach situation. Like, everyone was, okay, fine. We weren't that good last year, obviously. It's a rebuild season. I'm going in with the same mentality. It's a rebuild season. Bryce is still young. You know, it's like we can't have our expectations through the roof just because we got a coach and maybe a couple new recruits.
I mean, I think you are just a couple pieces away, and it's a Michigan team that and a school that does recruit really, really, really well.
Yeah.
I think you're going to be fine, dude. It's just like every great program sometimes has a lull, and your coach ended up being a sexual deviant who was cheating on his wife and ended up, going to jail for it. So, who expected that?
What do you think our new coach, his new hire, his whatever head of whatever, the same position Moore was cheating on with? Did you see the new hire he got?
No, I did not.
It's an absolute 21-year-old dime. Like, she's bad. It is the worst PR blunder I've ever seen besides the way they handled the last one. Why would you go hire a 21-year-old ex-cheerleader to be the same role that your last coach was cheating on with? Come on now.
That's wild. Just some new temptations walking around the sidelines.
It's weird, but whatever. I mean, more power to him. I'd probably do the same thing. So
It's we got to understand that maybe having a hot chick on the sideline is nice every once in a while for a good distraction.
Yeah,
I think more football teams should have hot chicks.
I agree. More cheerleaders. Get rid of guy cheerleaders. Just more females.
Dude, that's what. So the governor elections are happening right now for California, and they have all these things about I want to lower taxes or property bills. Yeah, dude, whoever's just gonna say ban male cheerleaders, I'm like, I'm voting for you.
And for some sports, honestly, I'd say fine. But football, it's just when you think of a cheerleader, you think of a hot Dallas Cowboy wearing a whatever. You don't think of some twink from I don't know, Oregon or something.
Some West Hollywood twink
at the base. I don't know.
Quinn, hot takes, hot chicks only, brother. Thanks for calling to the show, man. We'll talk to you again soon, okay?
Yeah, man. I'll see you.
All right, peace. My guy Quinn calling in. No dudes allowed. Too many heads can't cruise. Remember when you'd go to a party and someone's like, sorry, bro, too many heads can't cruise? Huh? Who are you talking to? I never got kicked out of a single party. Are you kidding me? Brother, OMG. Here it is. Also, shout out to Swaggy Gorilla jumping in the chat. Sean Green, who's next? Sean Blue? Joke of the day. What is up, Oreo the cat? My guy just had baseball practice on a new team. How'd everything go, dog?
Well.
Yeah.
First sports practice in a while.
First practice in a long time.
Yeah, I'm tired.
Yeah, dude. Well, if you are extra tired, you don't want to talk for too long. It is all good, brother. Were you just running drills today, or were you hitting off the tee? Were you guys did you have a coach pitch?
We had to share it with 10U because I don't even know what happened. They said it was only a one-time thing, but we had to share it with the 10U team. And
So you're sharing the field?
Yeah, so we only got the outfield and the batting cage. They got the entire infield. It sucked.
That's so annoying, dude.
But we got we were doing soft toss and then off the tee and then catching fly balls and stuff.
Yeah, dude. Just some casual stuff. How are you hitting? You hitting well?
Yeah, my swing's actually looking weirdly good this year. I don't know.
Dude, it's all about just feeling loose and feeling good. Kind of like Connor Griffin, dude. He's balling out right now for the Pirates.
That 9-year deal he just got.
What was it, 9-year, 140?
Yeah.
That's crazy money, dude. He's going to be making $15 million a year for the next 9 years.
19-year-old.
He's 19 years old. He's 19, bro. Unbelievable stuff, dude. Wemby is out tonight. He hurt his ribs. Do we have any updates on his injury?
They say that he is likely to play in one of the last games.
Mm-hmm.
He's likely to get that mark for awards. He should be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I assume even if he's not fully fine, they'll make him play for a little bit in the game, just so that he's eligible.
Yeah, I think he's going to get back in there so he could just be eligible to make the first team All-NBA and get his depoy.
I don't know what happened, but they said Castle was out too.
Tonight?
Yeah, they said Castle, or I don't know, but they said Castle Wemby out for the Trailblazers game. I don't know if that's tonight. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, and that's a sneaky, decent Trailblazers team. It's on ESPN, so you should be able to watch it and check out that Portland Trailblazers team. How are you feeling knowledge-wise with the play-in teams? Do you have takes on the play-in, or are you more thinking top line?
I mean, I haven't even seen them. I haven't had a chance to look at that.
The hardest part about following basketball is now there's 10 teams to there's 20 teams essentially that you have to care about. So you know who's doing what, but Bennett, my guy, said, what website is this? It's just NBA.com, and then I pulled the graphic into Photoshop, and I created a Photoshop file with the graphic, and I made rectangles with 20% opacity on them to highlight, basically.
I can't even... Wait, where's the plan? I can't even find it. I'm not even, what the heck?
It's on NBA.com. Cleveland has jumped out to an 11-point lead after being down 7 at halftime as Kuminga takes a 3 and cuts it down to an 8-point game. 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Atlanta's looking good, but Cleveland has had an awesome third quarter, outscoring the Hawks big time. So far, 34-19 in the third quarter. So we'll see what happens there. Do you think of the teams, Oreo, that are not top 2 in the conference, what teams do you think can actually make a run that are maybe a 5 seed or below?
Oh, a lot of people aren't high on them. Yeah, I still can't find the bracket, but a lot of people aren't high on them. I've seen a couple games. I really like. I found it. I really like the Hornets from out of the play.
Yeah, you think the Hornets can make a run out of the play-in?
I think they can. If Cade doesn't come back, obviously the Pistons are still 8-2 or something without him. But I think it takes one bad Dennis Jenkins game, or obviously a couple bad Dennis Jenkins games, and the Hornets, as long as they make it to that 1 versus 8 or the 2 versus 7, I don't know if they beat the Celtics, but I think they have a fair chance against the Pistons even.
I think they can absolutely beat the Pistons. I think the Pistons are a team that's unbelievable at basketball and so good. But ultimately, I think they're one-dimensional. I think they're really, really good defensively. But I think the offense of the Hornets can absolutely do some damage to that team.
That is a disappointing-looking West play-in. I did not realize how top-heavy the West was. Holy.
Yeah, the Warriors are absolutely cooked. The Suns and the Clippers. Dude, you'll watch the Trailblazers play tonight because you'll watch them play against the Spurs. But the Trailblazers are good.
The Trailblazers are a good team. I think the Trailblazers were the first team to beat the Thunder this year. So.
Yeah, they were. The Thunder, the Trailblazers were the first team to beat the Thunder.
So
yeah,
I mean, that has something to say. As long as Denny can go off,
yep.
I don't think they'll win a game against the Thunder or the Spurs. Like, I think they'll win maybe a game or two.
Yeah.
I don't think they're winning the series. Like, that's obviously a good team, but they're not. They're not.
I feel you, dog. Oreo the Cat, we're going to keep things moving. Remember, I'm off on Friday, so I will not see you until next Monday, bro. But when's your first game in baseball?
I think it's next Thursday. It's like a preseason tournament thing.
I'm excited for it. You're going to keep us filled in, right?
Yep.
Good luck in fantasy baseball, brother. We'll talk to you soon, okay?
See you.
Peace. AJ jumped in here and said Cade Cunningham's in the way of the Hornets going to the finals. True. Cade Cunningham. Detroit Pistons. Point guard. He's very good at basketball. Who's shooting right now? Free throw made. 87-99. Cleveland's up 12 right now with a minute left in the third quarter. Warriors not losing to the Trailblazers. Hey, Kai. I love you, brother. Hey, Big A Kai. I hope that's from Atlanta. Is that A stand for Atlanta? I'm going to let you know real quick. The Warriors absolutely stink out loud. That team sucks bad. The Warriors barely beat the Kings at home last night. They barely beat the Kings at home, dude. The Warriors have effectively ruined Steph Curry's, and they've effectively ruined the twilight of Steph Curry's career. I think it's Steve Kerr's inability to develop talent. Bob Myers retiring was tough on that guy. We suck, but we have Curry, the GOAT. Jordan Poole was supposed to be the guy that allowed Steph to age gracefully. Jordan Poole was supposed to take the offensive load off of Steph's shoulders and be like, hey, I got you. Kind of like what Luka Doncic is doing for LeBron. LeBron's the third option on the Lakers. I know he's 4 years older, but in the next year or two, Steph cannot be the number one option. In my opinion, you have to have a guy that can dribble, drive, and score in the NBA. And the Warriors do not have that. Jimmy Butler is not that guy, especially off an ACL. Jordan Poole was supposed to be that guy. And then Draymond Green assaulted him. The Warriors' first-round pick since 2019. Moses Moody, Jordan Poole, James Wiseman, Jonathan Kuminga, Patrick Baldwin, and Brandon Pajemski. You got two guys still on the team. It's Brandon Pajemski and Moses Moody. No one would say that's the best two players from that list. Imagine this starting five. Steph Curry, Jordan Poole, Jonathan Kuminga, Draymond Green, and then throw in a big. Throw in a 7-footer. And you have a top 3 team in the Western Conference. Instead, what they are is a fringe play-in team and a lock for the 10 seed. Raptors' worst team on here? I think the Raptors are the worst team on here? I think the Warriors are the worst team on here. Personally. You think Bryce deserves to be drafted? I see Donovan Mitchell in him. Bruce? Bruce who? Bruce Brown? Bruce Brown already plays basketball. Bruce Thornton. Bennett. I'm not going to ever BS you guys. I don't know who that is. So, there you go. Shout out to me. I have this for when I'm really, really bad. It says, hit the road, Zach. Hey! Bryce James is not an NBA player nor a college player. I feel bad for Bryce James. I thought he was going to be really, really good. We have 5 minutes left in the show, and I wanted to take some time. The phone lines are officially closed. Love you guys so much. I'm going to close the phone lines for the final 5 minutes of this show and fire off a couple of takes off my chest. Because sometimes Vini needs to put a camera up and just start recording himself and be like, hey, here's what I got. Why do you think the Blazers are making the playoffs? Parentheses, Blazers fan. Parentheses, sorry. Parentheses, Portland. Portland is such a weird city, dude. The zoning is so strange. For whatever reason, in Portland, you have like a house and then like an apartment building. Right next to that's like a 7-Eleven, a restaurant, a pharmacy, a gym, a dispensary, a vape shop, and then another like house. You know how like most cities have zoning laws where it's like, this whole section is only residential. This whole section is only commercial. Portland is like, do whatever you want anywhere. We're Portland. We're chill. Kai, thank you for liking the live. If you're in here and you guys do not follow, please hit the follow button. It's very helpful. I have Portland winning because I think Portland's a good team, dude. Listen to this. Listen to this. I got notes on Portland specifically. The Blazers have wins this season. This season, the Blazers have beat the Denver Nuggets, the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Lakers, the Clippers, Cleveland, Boston, Houston, San Antonio, Minnesota, and Golden State 3 different times. They're not going to lose to Golden State. I will guarantee you that one. That's the only team below 500 in the playoffs is Golden State. They have wins over every single team in the playoffs this year except for the Pistons. They're a good basketball team. Denny Adjeva is a legit all-star. Klingon has been solid. Jeremy Grant can still hoop. Time Lord does his job. They're well-coached. They're motivated. They want to win. They have Dame Lillard potentially coming back next season to a team that can make a legit run at the playoffs. The Blazers are not a good team on paper. When you just like blank and look and you're like, no, they suck. When you watch them play basketball, they're going to win games in the playoffs. They're going to get to the playoffs. They're going to win the play-in. And they're going to play the Thunder or the Spurs. And I'll let you know right now, they're not getting swept. I think at most 4-2 OKC in first round. I'm willing to bet the Warriors make it to the playoffs. Kai, you can. You absolutely can. I don't know what state you live in, but you are allowed to do that. If not, drive to Vegas. Vegas rocks. Denny Adjeva, Klingon. Scoot Henderson's been going off. You're right, Oreo. What chance does Toronto have against the Knicks? Curious to hear your thoughts. Toronto has a good chance against the Knicks. The Knicks are incredibly inconsistent this season. They can win some really, really good basketball games. They can also lose to anybody. The Knicks are one of those teams where I'm like, yeah, they have all of the pieces to win it. They just haven't put it together, and I don't think they're going to. I don't think Mikal Bridges can be relied on. I think Cat's been wildly inconsistent. Playoff Brunson's a real thing. That's no joke. They're going to have to find someone, though, dude. Is it Jordan Clarkson? Is it Landry Shamet? Is it OG? Who is that third option? Because I'm letting you know right now, it's not Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges cannot consistently be your third option in New York. Toronto is a team that has an identity, knows who they are, and knows a hierarchy. Brandon Ingram's going to go out and hoop, dude. B.I.'s going to go out and hoop. The one thing I will say about the Raptors, that's a tough barn to play in. We the North is for real, for real. Toronto loves that team. The Knicks are not going to go in there and walk and sweep the Raptors out of the playoffs. I think it's going to be a tough team to do that against. You think Bronny is going to develop? Kai, I think he is. I think the only reason he looked half decent last night is because he's been developed his whole career. Kai, look at what LeBron has done to Alex Caruso. Look at what LeBron has done what LeBron did to Austin Reeves. Okay, LeBron has consistently throughout his career taken guys that are not great basketball players and turned them into great basketball players because of the development skills that he has. Austin Reeves is probably not in the league unless he was on the Lakers, unless he was drafted to the Lakers. Okay. I don't think that Alex Caruso is an NBA champion, sought after free agent, if he wasn't developed and trained alongside LeBron James. As a Celtics fan, I only fear the Knicks. As a Celtics fan, you should fear eternal life in hell. Sorry, that was super mean. I hate the Celtics. Guys, I'm one follower away this live session to 20 on the session. If anyone's in here and you do not follow, please hit the follow button. It would be very, 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 very helpful. Like I said, I'm going to be going live every single night after playoff games for post-game, post-season talk. Kai with the follow at the buzzer. Oh!
Rest in peace, my granny, she got hit by a bazooka.
TC is in here. What's up, TC? Much love for you, brother. TC, we love you, dog. I'm done with the my show usually ends at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, which is right now. So for now, I will be saying goodbye to all of you whom I love so, so, so much. I'm live again next Monday because Friday I have a wedding for Dr. Brett. So I'm live again next Monday. I love you guys so much. TikTok, you guys have been awesome. I'll talk to you again soon. Love you, TC. Love you, bro. Peace. We're going to say bye to everybody on Facebook right now. I'd love to see how many views I got on Facebook. I think it's going to be 0, but Facebook people, goodbye. To all those who are watching on YouTube, I love you guys so much. Thank you to all the YouTube people. We're going to have to say